Cody Barton and Pace Morby. We also have Matt Beard. Matt Beard, pop your head in here for just a minute. Yo, guys. Yo. This is a 3-week training of us actually building the business live. Screen sharing, whiteboarding, calling sellers, negotiating sellers, talking to title companies. Literally today, we're going to be calling our CPA, and we're going to be setting up a new LLC with a partnership agreement. That partnership agreement, which cost us, I calculated it last night, Cody, combined amount of charges for the partnership agreement that we have between me, you, and Matt was $4,500 of legal fees to assemble that partnership agreement. You guys will be getting access to everything that we build. So if we have an LLC, we're going to show you how we built an LLC. If we start the LLC in North Carolina versus Arizona, you'll understand why, because our CPA will actually tell you why. This is not just some YouTube live stream where we give you 20 minutes and actually care about the algorithm. We don't care about the algorithm. We are just going to rattle off and do all the boring, mundane, tedious things that are required to build a business the right way. Now, is this exactly how we would build a business? Actually, yeah, it is. It is exactly how we would build a business. We're just doing it with a couple of limitations on ourselves, okay? It's not fair for all of the people in the audience that say, well, I have a 9-to-5. We hear that so frequently. I have a 9-to-5 job. I can't do what Pace, Cody, and Matt do because these guys are uninhibited. They have no jobs. They're like strippers. Do what they want when they want. Guys, we don't have jobs. So yes, you are right. That's a huge advantage that we have is we can come and go as we please. And we can go work on our business for 14 hours during a given day, which is how in 2 years we've built multiple businesses together. But this challenge, we are limiting ourselves with similar limitations that you guys already have. The 9-to-5 is probably the most interesting part of those limitations. It's probably the one that is the most challenging for people. We're only giving ourselves 3 hours a day to work on this business. And what does that mean specifically? That means that if we call a seller on Thursday and that seller doesn't pick up the phone, and then the seller turns around and calls us back outside of our 3-hour window, we will not be answering that phone call. We will not be negotiating that contract. We will not be working on anything outside of the 3-hour window. Now, the only thing we can't stop is we can't stop our virtual assistants, because we will be hiring virtual assistants, because we are not building a hobby here. We are building a business. We want to have a team. We want to have people working for us. We're going to show you how to onboard those. We're going to show you how to train them. We're going to show you how to communicate with them and build an actual culture in a very short amount of time, something that is Matt Beard and Cody Barton's specialty. Those cold callers and texters are going to be doing that all day long. And that's part of the challenge. We want to show you guys that even though you have a 9-to-5 job, it doesn't mean that your employees and the people that work for you wouldn't and couldn't and shouldn't be working all day long while you're at your 9-to-5 or hanging out with your kids or making babies with your wife. Whatever it is, that's on my list of priorities right now. So I'm sorry that continually comes up. But whatever I'm doing, our team is generating leads. Our team is locking up contracts. Our team is negotiating with sellers. So that portion, once that is set in motion, that will be the only thing that is not limited to the 3-hour timeline, because that's what a real business looks like. So who in here has a 9-to-5 job and feels like they're limited on the amount of time that they can actually build their business? Lots of people saying me. Guys, thank you so much for showing up. We've got 500 people on this live. I imagine it's going to grow, and it's going to grow, and it's going to grow, and it's going to go up and down, left and right. Amazing how much fun this is going to be. And also, I want you to write something down. If you guys are taking notes, I want you to write something down. Here's what I want you to write down. This will be boring. There will be multiple parts during this that will be ultra boring, where you're literally seeing us deal with either technical difficulties. Oh, I don't know why Pace's camera isn't working. Oh, audio went out. Oh, internet, Wi-Fi. Somebody needs to reset the Wi-Fi. Those things will happen. That's not that boring. But the boring stuff is going to be, well, we tried to call our CPA, they didn't answer, so we'll call them back in 30 minutes. And you're going to be like, what did I tune into? Guys, this is not an orchestrated event. This is not us literally setting up phone calls to make this easy for ourselves. Everything is going to be done live. Everything is going to be done as authentic as possible. There's going to be people that we plan on calling that don't know we're calling them, and we have to connect with them. So we're going to make a list. Now, here's the cool thing, Cody. Our Trello board. I am probably the most excited about our Trello board. Is there a way you can share what the Trello board looks like real quick so everybody understands what we're going to be working on? Guys, a Trello board, as Cody's pulling it up, all the way from Medellin, the Coke capital of the world, Cody is going to be sharing his screen. And by the way, his internet is actually better in Medellin, Colombia than it is in his own penthouse in Phoenix, just FYI. Brian Thomason says, is this only on AirMeet or also on another platform? This is only on AirMeet, my brother. Only on AirMeet. This is a private event only for the people who have joined. Here we go. So here's what we're doing, guys. Look at this. This is called Trello. It's a board. Okay, it's basically a task manager that allows you to list out the things that you're going to accomplish, the things that you have accomplished, and then underneath those. So Cody, click on day 1. I can't read it. Let me full screen that bad boy. Okay, so first 5 minutes, sub 2 stuff, then set the ground rules. Cool, I just set the ground rules for the most part. Cody and Matt want to know if anybody wants to do a long Q&A on Saturday. They want to charge $49 for that, so give us a vote. We are planning on not doing Q&A throughout the live. We might be able to touch on a couple things here and there, but we really are planning on building the business live. Okay, so today we're going to be doing, we're going to call StartVirtual. Okay, we're going to get a couple of team members to jump on our team, brand new virtual assistants. We're going to contact Prime Corporate Services for an LLC setup. By the way, 500 students are in here right now. Did you guys know about the relationship that I set up for you? It took me 5 months to set up this relationship with Prime Corporate Services. So if you don't have an LLC, you don't have an estate plan, you don't have all those things set up, I built the coolest relationship of all time. So we're going to be calling Prime Corporate Services today and asking them their advice on, hey, we operate our business out of Arizona, but our actual market is going to be North Carolina. Should we start an LLC in North Carolina? Should we start the LLC in Arizona? Where should our partnership agreement be? How does this all look? What should this look like? Those conversations are happening today. We are planning on calling Jamil as well because Jamil operates in North Carolina, and we're going to ask Jamil before we start pulling lists and leads. We're going to ask Jamil, what would be a question we'd ask Jamil? What market is the hottest? Where are people flipping the most?
Yeah, 100%.
So guys, we don't have the answers to these questions yet. We don't know what part of North Carolina has the best leads. Is there a secret list? I want to know that. Cody, you think there's a secret list nobody knows about?
No.
Okay, dang it. I was hoping that we'd find that in North Carolina. So we're going to be asking Jamil, where are most of the cash buyers doing their fix and flips so that we know and we can target those areas, pull a list, and show you guys exactly how to do it. So when people ask, what list should I use? There's the answer. We don't know. There's not a magical answer to that. What you do is you have to physically call somebody, and we're going to show you what that conversation looks like and say, hey, what part of North Carolina is hopping and popping right now so that when we go into, are we going to use PropStream and BatchLeads? Okay, I know Matt really likes certain things about PropStream. Cody likes BatchLeads. Guess what, guys? We use both. It's the same thing. I don't just get my gasoline from Circle K. I also go to QT. And sometimes I go to AMPM, except I do hate that credit card charge that they charge. But they all have different things. I go to Circle K for an Orange Monster. I go to QT for the gas. I don't know why, but that's what I do. So we do the same thing with PropStream and BatchLeads. We're going to show you guys why we like one platform over the other, full transparency. Some things we hate about BatchLeads and some things we hate about PropStream, but both of them have massive benefits. And we're going to show you why we use them, how we use them, when we use them, etc. The other thing that we're going to do today is we're going to get on Fiverr and we're going to order the cheapest ass logo we can get our hands on. Honestly, the uglier, the better. Make it look like make it look like a panther that's biting a house, like a North Carolina. Is that what it's called? The North Carolina Panthers. Oh, Matt Beard's a fan.
I'm actually a Panther fan. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I want. We're gonna come up with a company name today when we start our LLC, and it's gonna be something like something funny. Okay, I want it to be something funny, something fun. Hi, Mrs. Homeowner. I'm calling from PantherBitesHouses.com. Okay, we're gonna start our LLC. We're gonna get somebody to make a logo. Dude, seriously, make it a panther eating a house or something. We will chew up all your equity. I'm getting laughs here, guys. This is what I live for. So we're gonna go to Fiverr. Okay, we're gonna show you how cheap it is to get a logo and how fast you can get a logo. We're gonna not care really about budget, okay, because we have a short time frame. So Cody says this all the time. I love one of the thing when he says this. You either have time or you have money. Okay. So if you're like JC, one of our students from the other day, we had a whole Saturday breakdown. How was that on Saturday, by the way? Good. JC's like, look, I make really good money at my job, but I simply don't have the time. I get home from my day job and I spend time with my kids. My wife needs me to do things. I need to be present. I need to put my phone down. Okay, great. Well, then you don't have a lot of time, but I imagine you have a little bit of a budget. So we're going to spend the expedited fee on Fiverr that is normally it's $5 for a logo. We might end up spending $35 for a logo because that means it's going to get done faster. We have a time constraint. So we're going to show you guys these types of things. What else are we going to do today? LLC, Fiverr, logo, website. We're going to show you guys a couple of options for websites. You can either find somebody really inexpensive to build a website for you. Cody's going to go through that with you guys later. It's a one-time charge. The downfall to that is that website is going to be cheap, but it's not going to rank anywhere on Google. We're also going to give you guys the other option of websites that we build through carrot.com. A little bit more expensive, but they rank. And when somebody types in your name or whatever, you will actually get popped up on Google. So there's some pluses and minuses of these things. And we're going to talk through those things and why we're going to choose one over the other. Same thing with CRMs. We're going to show you guys a couple of different CRMs. Which one are we setting up, Cody? Are we going with Bomb CRM?
That's a Matt question.
Bomb CRM?
Today, we're not going to be doing that today. It's going to be Wednesday. We're going to go with FreedomSoft.
Oh, okay, cool. Guys, we're actually going to set up FreedomSoft.
We've never used before.
I love it. That's good. So we've never used FreedomSoft before. That's going to be done on Wednesday. We're going to show you guys what it's like to onboard with a brand new CRM. Because so many people are going to be like, well, they already know how to do this. Well, yeah, but we're putting ourselves in some really tough situations where we've never used FreedomSoft. And we're going to show you guys why, what, when, where, blah, 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 all the stuff of FreedomSoft and why we're going with FreedomSoft for this challenge. I think one of the big reasons we're using FreedomSoft is so we can show people how to start a CRM from scratch. Got it. Well, you're a Panther fan. Does that give us an advantage? Some hater on last night's live. Did you see that guy on last night? Oh, he is so funny. I was on the live last night talking about this 0 to Hero challenge, Cody, and some guys like, yeah, but you guys chose the market, so that's really not a challenge. I'm like, we actually didn't choose the market. We let the audience choose the market.
There's always going to be someone that says something about, well, you guys already had experience, so it's not really starting from scratch, so it's not really fair.
So it's like, so okay, so should we just not do this at all?
Yeah.
Should we just not do this at all? And anyway, so Cody, you can take it off the Trello. Don't take it off the Trello board, but take it off day one. So guys, what we're going to do is as we go through this, and why I wanted Cody to show you this Trello board is because we're going to give you guys access to this Trello board so we can show you the resources. If we pull a list, we're going to share that list with you guys. If we get some sort of discount with somebody, we're going to share that discount with you. We're going to give you the step-by-step, day-by-day if I only had 3 hours a day, this is what I would accomplish in a Trello board, so that when you guys decide I'm ready to build my own business, you go right to the Trello board that we've saved for you and we've shared with you, and you go to day 1. Hi, El, what'd you bring me for breakfast?
Hi, scrambled eggs. Well,
Scrambled eggs. They have that in Colombia? Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to give you guys access to this Trello board. Is there any way we can share the access to this right now, Cody, or no?
I don't know, because I don't want it to be, I can, but then anyone could edit it, and I don't want that right now, but I'll figure it out today.
Okay. You know what? I would normally be like, you know what, Cody, this is sub 2. We can trust them. But every time I share like a board with them and I'm like, guys, please don't edit. I always have somebody writing on the screen with their pen.
I'm gonna make like notes or something on
as
it.
As I'm presenting, I'm like going through my corporate structure, and somebody's like, oh, I have edit access. And they go, let me just test it. And they start drawing things and dropping GIFs into the thing. And I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? So guys, we will be giving you access to this Trello board so that you can go through step by step. Now, you're going to notice, click on day 2, Cody.
There's so much on day 2.
Oh my gosh. Why haven't we even filled this in? Guys, the reason why we haven't filled this in is because we're going to be doing it live. Okay. We're going to be doing it live. What we don't accomplish on day 1 is going to get moved over to day 2, and day 2 doesn't get accomplished, day 3, and so on and so forth. So we're going to build this Trello board out with you guys and say, okay, well, top of the hour, let's go through. This is me coaching Matt along, by the way, because Matt's going to be probably 80% of a lot of what we're doing here. Unfortunately, I have to be on set in like 40 minutes. So that means that I would say like every hour to 2 hours, Matt, I would stop and go, okay, let's update the Trello board on what we accomplished, where you guys can also go get access to these things. If we pull a list, what I would love to do is there a danger of sharing a list that we pull immediately with everybody in this live?
I mean,
probably.
We can. I preferably give us a shot at working through it.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll give everybody access to the lists and the leads that we pull after we finish the challenge. How about that?
Love it.
Cool. Now, this is an interesting thing because I know with Bomb CRM, the CRM that we're currently using, we have the ability to listen to our VA's calls and then follow up. So you're going to make sure FreedomSoft gives us that same ability, because I want to give everybody access to these recordings. Sweet. Would that be beneficial if we got you guys all the recordings and access to everything as we close these deals? Got 540 people have finally got the sleep out of their eyes. Guys, go get an orange monster. This is going to be a long ride. Let me tell you something, guys. If you leave and you try to come back, you've been booted. Just kidding. You guys can come and go as you please. People are all worried about it. We need these recordings. Eduardo, we will get you guys. We will get you all the recordings. Cody, will you turn the Trello board off? I've got 5 more minutes and then I got a bolt.
Yes.
Cody's sitting here eating his scrambled eggs. It's freaking amazing.
Hey, this is a 3-hour live and it's going to be boring. Some of it's going to be me eating.
Did everybody write down on their notepad, this will be boring? Because I want you guys to make sure you understand that this is truly us building our business from scratch. Now, will Pace be involved in this? Absolutely. I'm going to be involved tremendously. It's just I am going to be sporadic here and there. Okay, there's some days where I don't start filming it until 11. There's some days that we film at 7. So my days, I get an email every night at like 10 o'clock at night, and they tell me where I'm supposed to go the next day. It's unfortunate, the timing, but you know what? We're going to roll with it. We've got Matt that's incredible. We've got Cody that's incredible. And I'm going to be squeezing in here as much as possible. I'll probably be on here 60% of the time. But today, this is my final thought. Guys, take notes. Guys, please make sure that you go to REI Live or REI. No shit.
It's pinned.
Zero to Hero REI Live.
It's pinned. It's right there.
I'm fired. I'm fired. Fire me.
through affiliate.
He's already thinking about his line.
Okay, guys, I'm going to end this session and it's going to immediately start the next session. So you guys shouldn't have to do anything, but I'm going to end this session and we're actually going to start. Hey guys, welcome to the Zero to Hero Challenge. I've got Cody Barton on screen with me and Matthew Beard to my right. Matthew Beard, Cody Barton, and myself are going to be building a business in North Carolina from scratch. Why did we choose North Carolina? Well, we didn't. Even though Matthew Beard is a Panthers fan, we did not choose North Carolina. You knuckleheads chose North Carolina, and you guys put us into a corner. I was hoping they were just going to choose Arizona because then we wouldn't have to do anything new. We wouldn't have to start everything from scratch. But unfortunately, we've never done a deal in North Carolina. We don't have any resources or any connections in North Carolina. So we're going to start a brand new business in North Carolina, and that is what we are doing for the next 3 weeks. 3 hours a day, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. for the next 3 weeks straight, we will be building a business from scratch. Meaning today, we're going to have a pretty boring day because we're going to start an LLC. We're going to form a partnership. We're going to get our logo, a panther eating a house.
Oh my God.
From Fiverr.com. We're going to be getting, what else are we getting? Website. We're going to get a website up and going. We're going to do all those things today. So we're going to show you guys how quickly to get those stupid things out of the way so you can quickly go and generate leads. Your business requires leads. If you don't have leads, you don't have a business. And so we're going to get the stupid, mundane, annoying things out of the way right out of day one. And then going into day 2, 3, and 4, we're going to be generating leads, calling sellers, negotiating deals, and we will only be doing this 3 hours a day. Unfortunately, I will not be in today's live. I have some prior commitments, but Matthew Beard and Cody Barton will be running today's live. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a tremendous day. Please take notes because on Saturday's Q&A, we will be going through every question, even if it requires us to do a 20-hour Q&A. Do I have that commitment from you, Cody and Matt? They're saying 26 hours. They want to beat the 25-hour live I did last year. Guys, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming into the Zero to Hero Challenge. I will see you guys tomorrow on tomorrow's live. Matt?
Let's go ahead and get started. Super excited. So I'm going to, we didn't want to do too much planning when it came to the Trello board. Originally, at the end of last week, we were talking about how, okay, let's get everything organized on the Trello board and just get it, all ready so we could just hit the ground running. But we didn't feel like that would be like the true, authentic way to do it. And so, Matt and myself, we're going to be having some conversations about, okay, like what's the next thing we want to do right now? What's the next thing? You're going to set up this, I'm going to set up that. So that's what we're going to do. And for everybody saying the stream started over, we are live, we are good, we are here. Mr. Beard, you're muted. What's up, man?
There we go. What's up? What's up?
We're here.
Yes. Ooh, okay. All right, dude. Let's do this thing. How's everybody feeling? We got some energy in here or what? Are you guys just dead? What's happening? 543 people. We're about to start a business, guys. Come on. Are you serious? We're about to freaking start a business, and Cody's in Colombia. Like, this is all the cards stacked against us on this. Oh my gosh, let's go. If you guys are ready for this, let's get a hell yeah or something. There we go. We got some hell yes. Okay. So being authentic, just doing this thing like we should be doing it, like you guys will probably be approaching your business too. There's so many places you can start. There's so many things you can do, right? There's like, what is the first step? What is the thing that we really need? And if you guys have watched any of our content and watched any of the stuff Pace talks about, we know the beginning of every business is leads, man. We need leads. Now, with leads, like, I don't know about you, Cody, but I don't want to cold call.
No, I don't either. I don't have time for that. I'm in Colombia right now. I got things to do. We're going salsa dancing later today. I can't be cold
salsa dancing. So maybe you don't start salsa dancing. Maybe you start with just pulling a list and getting some leads going in your business. But for real though, like I don't want to do any cold calling. I actually started by door knocking, but that's not what we're here for. We're going to show you guys like if we're back against the wall, working in a virtual market, because a lot of times we get folks that reach out to us and they're like, hey, so what if there's no activity? What if I don't want to market in my local market, right? There's plenty of people like in Ohio and the Northeast that are like, I don't like my market. I want to do Texas, right? Or there's not that much activity for me, I'm from South Carolina. I'm from the middle of nowhere, right? There's no activity going. Like it would take me an hour and a half to go somewhere to where I could actually drive for dollars. So was that the best use of my time? Probably not. And even in Phoenix now, like our entire business is virtual. So this is something that is super powerful, guys. And I want you guys to take notes of these steps and the things that we actually get done. This isn't fluff, right? This isn't things that we're making up. This isn't, like, hey, do this thing and we're doing something else. Literally, you're going to follow us along. And I think this is going to be the most powerful, impactful thing that we could possibly do. So I'm freaking excited. So Cody, what should be our first thing, man?
First thing, let's get organized. I'm going to share the screen on the Trello board real quick so we can jump back over to that. Just so we can both get on the same page here, make sure that we
if you have a partner, do you think it's important to be on the same page with your partner?
For sure.
For sure. Same pageness. You got to be on the same page. Yes. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Do not start doing things and just expect your partner to follow along. It leads to a lot of resentment, right? You want to be on the same page. This is just like any other relationship in your life, especially when it involves money, and especially involves spending money. You guys want to be on the same page. So let's do it.
For sure. So we have obviously a few of our action items here. So when it comes to getting leads going, I know that you set up a call with StartVirtual, and that's going to be at 8 a.m. Arizona time. So we have about 15 minutes until that call. Is that correct still?
You got it.
Okay. So that's going to be for us getting leads. So a couple of the systems that we need to get set up. I know we're going to need to get BatchLeads set up to be able to actually pull a list. So I will go ahead and get that set up for us. So we could probably do that before we get on the call with Cynthia, right?
Yeah. Let's do that. That's a good first step.
All right. Well, let's do it.
I'm going to connect my phone for Bluetooth so everyone can hear that.
Perfect. Can you see my screen still?
No, can't see it.
No?
Nope. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so the purpose of what Cody's saying is obviously when getting started, we're not going to Facebook ads. We're not going to PPC. We're not going to hire a door knocker. We're going to go to one of the cheapest and fastest ways to get started, which is literally just pulling a list of homeowners and getting them on the phone, right? I think everyone here understands that aspect, but just want to be super clear.
Let me know if this is popping up for you.
Yeah, we see it. I can see that.
All right. Cool. I'm going to sign up for this. I don't even have, obviously I can't use the email that we already have with our primary account. So, here we go. So I'm going to use my personal email. If anyone emails me, I'm going to freaking get upset. So don't email me at this email. But Kelly, make sure that this is blocked out, preferably. Oops, sign up. When it's shared.
Everybody, yes. Okay, so the step before this, guys, is if you don't have an email, make an email.
Yeah, that's
right.
I mean, what's
actually, Cody?
name?
Actually, let's make an email, dude. Let's make an email. Let's make one for this. Go to Gmail and make one just for this.
Okay. All right.
Call it hungrypantherproperties@gmail.com.
Oh my gosh. We're not going to call it Hungry Panther Property.
Make something up. I don't know. Anything.
Username.
See, Rick says I love that name.
Fast Cash Carolinas. No.
Oh, wow. Panther Home Solutions. Panther Paw Properties. All the
Panther
P's.
Home Solutions. That's the email. Panther Home Solutions.
Jose. Ding, 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 ding.
That's the one. All right. Perfect.
There we go.
Doing all of the boring stuff. Someone's going to say, I know how to make a Gmail account.
No, like literally, I just want it to be every single little thing because it's got to be detached from the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah. Email.
I love it.
All right. Phone number. You don't need that. It thinks that it knows I'm in Colombia, guys. Sorry.
Let's go.
Oh gosh, that's my phone number. Oh. If anyone wants
Autofill.
a birthday present, that's my birthday.
Somebody goes back in recording, pause it, and let's send Cody a text. We love you guys. There we go. There we go.
And we're live. Here we go.
Are live, ready to rock and roll.
Homesolutions@gmail.com.
Panther Home Solutions. I'm gonna text paste that. We are Panther Home Solutions. Beautiful.
What plan do we need?
So for 3 weeks, we know they're probably only pull a record list of no more than like 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need that much space.
Probably base.
Yeah, we can start with base.
Okay.
We'll do the list option.
10,000. We only need 10,000 because that's really it. Are we gonna text?
Might as well. Yeah, might as well.
I mean, we got to get leads quick, so it'll be quick.
Let's give it a shot.
Continue to order. I'm gonna stop sharing briefly so I could put in the card information. That I do not want to share.
Oh, your card information?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to know Cody's card information? Would that be helpful? Did you guys get value if we gave you Cody's card information? Yes. Major value. And Jamil's. Let's go. Sharing is caring, says Yen. Meet you down in Medellin in no time.
I love it. 5. Sorry, guys. I know that some of this is going to be boring and mundane, but we're just doing all the things. We're doing all the things.
Yeah, but we got to be quick.
Being quick.
Being as fast as I can.
Going as quick as I can. I'm on this Medellin Wi-Fi here.
There we go. So we're getting a BatchLeads account so we can get some data, right? We need data.
What's going to be our next thing?
Right. So BatchLeads to get data, very important because that's the people we're going to market to. This is where you get started, guys. When you start your business, you think, okay, obviously you have all the stuff that can take a lot of your time, like building an LLC. We're going to be doing that today, but by the time the LLC is finished, it could be a couple weeks. But we're going to get that process started today, and we're going to have some folks on to show you and tell you why that is important. But also, we want to get money, right? We're in the business of making money. We're in the business of getting some deals. So the longer we wait, you know, our back is against the wall. Like it's almost like we got a shot clock. So we got to get ready to shoot our shot. So the only way we can get opportunities into our business is by pulling a list and start marketing to them. We'll tell you guys what we're looking for. You guys are going to see me actually train the VAs, show them how our business makes money. And hopefully, I think from that part, you guys can see one of the most important things over this challenge is going to be see how we network and how we work with our virtual assistants. So that's going to be super cool. And that's going to be at 8 o'clock as soon as we get this data side figured out.
All right. I got our account set. So let me know when you can see the screen again, Matt.
Yep.
Done. Okay, so we got BatchLeads set up. All right, now we have about 10 minutes before that call with Cynthia. What would be that one next thing that we can do in this next 10 minutes?
We can go ahead and try to pull a list.
All right.
So this is literally what we do, guys. I'm going to just test the list size, and we'll go through a couple different filters to see what list size would be ideal. Again, we're going to have either 1 or 2 virtual assistants. We're going to keep our list so niche that they're going to be able to get through these lists at least 3 to 4 times over the next 3 weeks.
So where are we even doing this? And just for disclaimer, I haven't pulled a list in like 6 months probably, because we have VAs doing this. So let's do it.
Right. So let's go ahead and go to this pool, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Right. And what's going to happen when we talk to Jamil and we start working on like what areas to stay out of, we can exclude those people from our list, but it's not going to stop us from pulling the actual data set. Cody, if we can change the satellite view to just map view down at the bottom right, it helps me like see the cities better. That's kind of hard to look at.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me zoom in on Face's computer here so I can look at it. It's kind of blurry. So, how many? I can't even see how many people's on that list. Is it
There on the total? There's 311,000, Matt.
311,000? Okay. I'm gonna have to go in the maps on my phone because this screen's super blurry. I need to look at a few places. First, let's go to filter. Okay. Let's go to occupancy status. Let's do absentee. Actually, let's do absentee out of state.
That's probably going to be one of the quickest ways.
Yeah, and just go ahead and apply the filter right now.
To 22,000.
22,000 has absentee out of state. Now let's see how many of those are vacant.
Property vacant. I'm going to guess maybe a couple thousand.
800 maybe? I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see what it is. 367 is all.
I knew it was going to be way less. Okay,
Wow.
but the thing about Charlotte is this is only, I think, that county. So there's a lot of good cities around there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's zoom out just a little bit. Just knowing kind of how these things work, right? When you go pull a big market like that, there's people who commute to the city, right?
Right.
So what we do is where is like Concord?
Concord?
You see Concord there?
Yep.
Cool.
Should we pull Concord as well?
What we're going to do is I just want you to draw a big square, right? So change up top where it says boundary. Yep. And now draw a square. Now go to the top. Go over a little bit more to the left. Like
to where?
Down,
Which
down
city?
a little bit. Go to Lucia. Like up a little bit from Lucia. There you go. Yeah, just draw a square from there all the way over to Concord.
Louisville? Is that what you're saying is Lucia?
What is it?
I don't see a Lucia.
I'm just looking on my map.
I'm looking at, there's Dallas, Stanley, Iron Station, Lincolnton, Louis.
Oh, you're over here. Okay. Go to the right just a little bit more.
Okay.
It's hard for me to direct your mouse, but go to where the edge of the blue is. Over. Keep going. Oh my God. Okay. Sorry guys, you're seeing how this is really going to go here. Zoom out. Okay, up to Discord. Put your mouse on Discord. Actually, we have 5 minutes left. So let's do the call with Cynthia and then I will do this part. I think it would be easier.
In the meantime,
you guys can see some stuff.
In the meantime, I want to see median home price in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah. Cody, if you could text me the login for that, that'd be great.
Yeah. So something that I always like to do whenever we're looking at a new market is figuring out what the median home price is there, because obviously certain markets are going to be obviously really different. I'm sending you the login real quick. Panther Home Solutions at Gmail. All right, I just sent that over to you. So it looks like in Charlotte, the median home price is 355,000. Well, that's median listing home price. Median sold is 340,000. So Matt, would we want to be pulling properties that are over the median or at the median or under the median?
Well, honestly, probably just a little bit over, but not tremendously. Like we wouldn't, just typically speaking, obviously with the market over the last 12 months, you know, we would have probably been buying the same properties for 250 last year. But if the median list price is 355, maybe we want to go no higher than 400 would probably be tops. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I see some of you guys are like, hey, what was the search filter and all of that. We're gonna actually pull the list live here in a second.
Yeah, we'll do the call with Cynthia, and then we'll come back to the list. But so I'm just making notes here. So we're gonna pull a list not over 400K. Do we want to talk about the list of what criteria, ideal criteria, and then obviously we're gonna have to go course correct when that doesn't work perfect.
Yeah, guys. So we're looking for a list. Okay, we're looking for a niche list that has no more than around 5,000 records, because we're going to have 1 or 2 VAs, and I want them to be able to call that list over and over and over and over and over and over and over for the next 3 weeks, right? So with that, it's like, how can I niche it down? How can I go down further and further? Now, also, with that being said, there's a caveat to this. When you start applying filters to list in big data aggregators, meaning a BatchLeads, a PropStream, places like that, you're going to start missing out on data, because there's a lot of data that these aggregators don't get from the original source, right? There's a lot of unknown data, so to speak, right? There's the loan to value is unknown. The equity is unknown. Bed bath unknown. Like you guys see, I'm sure you search for Zillow properties sometimes, and the bed and the bath is not there. So like there would be an issue getting that data from the provider. If you start adding all these filters, you're going to remove data that you probably should have. So I'm always hesitant to add too many filters when it comes to like the valuation, when it comes to the LTV, the loan to value, all that stuff. So that's why I like to start with the absentee owners. And then you can even further filter the absentee owners with out of state, which makes it smaller. And then you can filter it even further with vacant. So, that's just a good place to start. As you guys can see, when we did that for just Charlotte, we were left with like 360 properties, which isn't near enough. So we'll widen it up a little bit. But what we do is we just test that list. And you guys will see me do it here probably in about 45 minutes. You'll see me kind of test it till we get to the sweet spot where we have the data we need.
Awesome. So we're about at that time for the call.
Perfect. Give me one. I'm just logging into BatchLeads real quick on the iPad.
Perfect. Roland says, okay, Pace will eventually give us Cody's card information.
Yes, that's happening. What we told you guys, value. Real value. Here we go. All right, cool. I got that. Let me go to map. Perfect. Okay. I think it'd be easier for me to do this than you. But I'm going to go ahead and call Cynthia.
Perfect. So far we've gotten done. We just set up our BatchLeads account. We started brainstorming on how we're going to come up with the list that we're going to put together. We have a company name. I mean, we got a few things going already.
We got a few things going. Love it. Cool. Let me get Cynthia. So guys, what I went ahead and did before we actually got on this live, was I understood that how important it is that we need to get marketing going. We don't want to cold call. We don't, we think, well, obviously our skill set is better spent either having higher level conversations with motivated sellers that have already been vetted, or, obviously all the other inner workings within the business you guys are going to see. So right away, immediately, we're spending money to get virtual assistants. Okay. We already set up a discovery call with one of our sales reps over at StartVirtual. We're going to walk her through what we're trying to do, and we're going to show you guys what that process looks like, but obviously a fast forwarded version. Okay. But I'm going to show you guys from beginning to end. Let me get her number. Oh, she already sent me a Zoom link. I don't know if I can share my screen on Zoom.
Oh, she sent you a Zoom?
Yeah, I don't think Zoom would work very well with what we got going on. So I'm just going to Bluetooth her into the switchboard so you can hear the audio. And that should work good. That should work better. There we go. Copy text.
I mean, worst case scenario, even a phone call or something, or I mean, get Cynthia on here.
Yeah, hang on. Hey, Cynthia, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna play you through the switchboard, okay?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Let's see. Cynthia, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Hang on.
Hello.
Can you hear her, Cody?
I hear her.
You can?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear her.
Technical difficulties.
Yep. Hang on, Cynthia. I'm gonna fix this technical stuff. Probably has to do with this guy.
So something I'm gonna do just in the background, guys, while Matt is working this out with Cynthia, is I'm gonna go. I've actually never used Fiverr in my life, so I'm gonna go on Fiverr on the side and figure out how to get a logo created for our new business while Matt's working on that.
Yeah.
Because we're Panther Home Solutions. I don't think I'm going to have it be a Panther like taking.
I might have to bring her on here.
Okay.
Cynthia, I might have to bring you on to the actual meeting. So just give me 1 second, see if we can get you a link, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All right, I'll send it to you via Slack, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Hey, Kelly, if you're still in here, could you give me a link to bring someone on? That'd be helpful. There we go.
Love it. So I'm making us a Fiverr account right now, Matt, while we're getting Cynthia on.
Hey, okay, perfect. BatchLeads. I think Kelly's going to text that over to me.
Okay.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Just seeing some comments. Okay. What a name, huh? Panther Home Solutions.
I'm sending you our new Fiverr accounts login as well, Matt.
Cool. Awesome. Well, let me text Kelly. I haven't seen anything. Oh, beautiful.
She got it?
No, not yet. I'm just gonna send her a voice. Hey, Kelly, can you send me over a link to the AirMeet so I can get Cynthia in here because it's not working through my Bluetooth. There you go. And as we wait for that, I'm going to go back to BatchLeads and I'll share my screen so you guys can see it. Let's see. There we go. Share screen. Let's do. Can you see my screen, Cody?
Let me jump back over here. Not yet. Oh, it is loading. I see it now.
Beautiful. Okay, so as we wait for Kelly to set this up with Cynthia, I'm going to show you guys what I do for the list. Okay, so what I like to do is I go to the map view on BatchLeads here to pull new data, and we'll show you guys PropStream later and kind of what I use PropStream for. I love PropStream for comping and getting like legal information, or if I need documents on the property, I'll use PropStream, and then it like has this feature where it like automatically updates your list too, so it's pretty cool. But for pulling new lists, I just like doing it in batch, simply because if I do it in here, then I don't have to worry about exporting the list and then putting back in here, because we use batch to actually stack all of our data. And if you guys are unfamiliar with what data stacking is, all we're doing is finding properties that are on multiple lists. So maybe I'll pull an absentee list in Charlotte, right? And then maybe I'll pull a high equity list in Charlotte. And then maybe I'll pull a foreclosure list in Charlotte. Maybe I'll pull a probate list, all these lists, and I'll label them accordingly in BatchLeads. And then I can find within my database, how many properties do we have on multiple lists? So you identify pain points, right? So I can find folks that are on pre-foreclosure and probate and divorced, and they have high equity and it's absentee owned, right? So it's like, do you think that would be a good list to market to, even though it may be 30 properties? Great. I might want to go door knock those. I might want to send direct mail to those. I want to call, text, I want to do anything I can to get in front of those people, if that makes sense. So that's the power of using a list stacking software like Batch. So we just use, like when we pull a list, we just use that because it's just easier to put all the data in one place. So you guys can see Charlotte. There's a lot of areas out here that I know people would probably commute into the city. If I zoom in, like I know there's probably people living here on the outskirts of town. And when we pulled that list, there was only 367 people that have a property that's out of state owned and it's vacant. So we want to expand that a little bit. And first thing I'll do is I'll just kind of draw a boundary and see what that looks like on a bigger scale. So maybe I'll start up here. Right. Nope. I click boundary. Right. Let's see. Let's come here. Square. Okay. So maybe I'll start up here and I want to go across the Concord and down. So you guys can see I'm actually going into South Carolina a little bit, but there's Rock Hill south of Charlotte. People commute all the time from Rock Hill into the city. So I don't feel bad about kind of crossing this border. So I would want to pull this list. Now from this square, I'm going to filter it a little bit. Let's see how many people are just absentee owners that have vacant properties. Property vacant, apply filter. Cody, can you still see all this?
I can see it. I can see it.
Okay. Beautiful. If you could help Kelly organize that just to get the email over to Slack. Beautiful. Okay, so you guys look, this is pretty cool. So absentee owners in Charlotte, there's 2,933 absentee owners that the property is vacant. That's pretty good, right? Now, what I could also do is I can just say, all right, from all these properties, I just want to market to single families, townhomes. Let's see what else here. Maybe a condo.
Yeah, I like condos.
Yeah. Yeah. We can do some duplex, triplex, quadplex. Let's see. We'll do apartments. Yeah, actually, I'll exclude apartments. Never mind. I like it. So let's see how much that removes. Okay, so that's 1857, all single family. Now I also want to go to my filter, guys, and on batch leads, I can go here. Let's see. All right, MLS status. I don't want anything that's on the market.
No.
1771. This is what we're looking at. You guys can see pretty good price point, mid 100s to that 350 price point. Cool. So this would be a great starting place. Again, guys, the filter, we're doing absentee, property vacant, residential, these markers, and MLS not on the market. Cool. Does that make sense? Let's select all. And what I'll do now is I want all 1,771. I'm going to add that to a list. I'm going to create a new list. Okay. I'm going to call this Charlotte absentee. And what I like to do when I pull my list, I also like to do the date that I pulled it. So today is June 21. Okay, and create a tag. And typically the tag that I create is the date. Okay, save.
So we got our first almost 2,000 records there.
Yep. So good place to start. And then what I'll go ahead and do is to get this list rolling. It'll actually take a second to load up. So it's like a pending list. I can check this over off of import export. Skip tour. You guys can see that it's processing. So not all the data is in there yet. So I can't skip trace it quite yet. But once it is, that's going to be all of our records. We'll get that skip trace as our next step. So now that we have the data in, we'll get it skip traced. Let's see. Is Cynthia backstage? I mean, worst case, I can call her on my phone and just put it like close to the mic, but I'm
She's getting in. She's getting in.
Okay.
Just waiting for her to get.
Cool. No worries. So now we have that list. Let's go back to Charlotte. Okay, I'll probably do my square again. Ask me later. Batch. Let's see. We'll do a boundary search. Let's see. Non-pleasant. We didn't go that far last time. Go. So we're going to expand it out just a tad. So again, guys, if you want to keep that same list, like if I want to keep the same criteria, I can just keep going out a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further if I want to stay marketing to the same folks. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys, I'm just going to pull a different list. Now that we have about 1771, there's going to be some overlap on this next one, but I need more data. Okay. So I'm going to go to filter. I'm going to do absentee owner. Don't care about vacancy status, but again, I want to go back to residential. Let's see. Let's go back single family. Let's go townhome. Let's go condo. Let's go. Let's see. Duplex, triplex, quadplex. Dun dun, and apartments. Looks good there. Nothing on the market. Ownership info. I want people that have owned the property for 15 years. Right, 15. Let's just do 100. And individually owned. Let's see where that leaves us. So we do the years of ownership, guys, so we know they have quite a bit of equity. Okay. We now have 14,000. I want to narrow this down. Let's see. Maybe I want to go ahead and do the equity estimation here of at least 40% equity. I can hit apply filter. Okay. A lot of high equity. Okay. So we can keep making this list smaller and smaller and smaller. Let's go. I wonder if I can do by age. Yeah. To 95, to 99. See what we're working with. Boom. 2,870. I know that there's going to be some overlap, so I probably want to loosen this up just a little bit. So maybe I'll keep the age, but maybe I'll go back to the evaluation and equity, and maybe I'll loosen this up just a little bit. You guys can see what I'm doing, right? All I'm trying to do is just kind of massage this list a little bit to where I have enough data total.
Essentially trying to get 5,000 records to be able to have the VAs to be just calling through and pounding through this list.
Correct. So what I might do now is, since maybe I want to stay with the age, I'll loosen up. If I know that they have at least 30% equity, maybe I'll go to 10 years of ownership. Let's see what that does to the list. Let's see. Getting closer, 4,130. Let's see. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's keep it ownership individual, so it's easy on the skip tracing. If you include corporate company-owned stuff, which is a lot of properties, they have an issue skip tracing LLCs. So try to keep it individual for this intent and purpose when it comes to cold calling and ease of skip tracing. Let's see. And again, guys, when we start pulling lists, I want you to see, I don't want you to get FOMO, right? I think, as we build our business, you guys are going to see, I don't care about missing out on all this other data, right? You guys saw there's 15,000 people on that list. I don't want to pull all that data and bog my VAs down. I want to keep it as niche as possible. Right? Let's go. Evaluation equity. I see some stuff that's crazy price, so I'm not going to go see what this does to the list. It's going to shrink it down a good bit, but we don't want any $1 million properties. You never want the mansion of the neighborhood, right, Cody?
No. We never like the special properties. If a seller starts telling you how great a property is, and because it's the biggest one in the neighborhood that they did like all these crazy additions to, my eyes start rolling into the back of my head immediately.
Exactly. Let me remove this equity percentage, because again, guys, there's a lot of unknowns when it comes to pulling data. So there you go, 4167. Gonna keep moving the needle just a little bit on here. So we'll go back to demographics, and I'm going to go 50. See what this does. There we go. 5,422. That's good enough.
There we are.
So you guys can see, like, you can save your searches, but all I did was just, I understood who I'm trying to find. I know the price point. I have an idea of kind of what the age I want to look for. like when it comes to this niche stuff, not saying that we in our current business that is scaled out with a bunch of VAs, we don't only call folks that are 50 plus, right? But I knew it's just going to make that list a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. And when we're talking about absentee owners, you got to think a lot of these older folks that have properties that are rentals, they're either getting to a point in their life where they're tired of dealing with the tenants or they're ready to cash out and put it into their retirement fund and go to Bora Bora and enjoy their life. So that's where they're at. Cool. So let me go back out here. I'll apply that filter one more time. Is Cynthia in the waiting room?
No, we're having all sorts of fun technical things.
Yeah. Hey, again, worst case, I'll just call her. It's all good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Select all. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna create a different list, right? So this is Charlotte. Absentee niche June. Okay, and I'm going to use the existing tag, which was today. Hit save. So, guys, like that 1771 is going to be included in this 5422, right? The 1771 was just vacant and absentee, so that partial list is going to be in this 5422. So it's not like I pulled 1700 plus 5400. That smaller list is in here. But if I want to create like a more niche campaign, I can just mark it to the 1771 and then do like bigger text blasts. Like we'll get into more technical stuff on the marketing side later on, but that was the purpose there. Okay, so we have our records. We got what we need. Let me go here to skip tracing. Actually, let me see the import export. Awesome. Only had one not imported. Nice. Cool. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second as this gets put in. So it'll give me enough time to talk to Cynthia, get my VAs rolling, and give us so that way when it's done, we can get it SkipTrace so you guys can watch that. So I'm going to stop the share. We're back.
And
okay.
We're back.
So, where's Cynthia?
Kelly's working through that with her. So what we're going to do is help me with the Fiverr logo while Kelly helps her get set up. I want to get your opinion on this real quick.
Let's do it.
So I did already make the account.
This beanbag under his chair. It's pretty nice.
Huh?
The Pace has this like big old beanbag under his chair. It's kind of nice.
Love it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I see it.
I've never used Fiverr, so yeah.
So you can go the pro route, but the pro is gonna be more expensive. So we don't need nothing like that.
And just like it, like
yeah, that's cool. I mean, you can click on just about any of them. They all use the same stuff, and most of them have pre-made templates. It's like, oh yeah, they've used the same houses on everybody's logo.
This guy looks good.
That looks good. Green. That's modern. That looks good.
All right, let's do it. 3 logo design along with white transparent plus source files.
Yeah.
3-day delivery.
Tell him we want to expedite it.
Yeah.
You can do that when you contact the seller.
All right, let's do it. Extra fast 1-day delivery. What do we need?
We do need the editable files, like the PNG source files. There you go.
Yeah. I will buy a coffee for overtime.
Oh my God.
Whose hands is this? Asking for coffee.
If you give me $10, I swear I'll send you a photo of me drinking the coffee you paid for.
That's an expensive coffee.
Oh yeah. Well, right. He's going to treat himself.
Checkout, right?
Herself. Yeah. Continue checkout. And you'll do the order requirements after you pay.
Oh, geez. I got to activate the account.
Got to go to the Gmail.
All right. Let me get back over to there. I'm going to go activate my account real quick.
Okay. Can I see
set
who
up.
is behind the stage or backstage, whatever it is?
Possibly. Panther Home Solutions. Gosh, I can't wait to hear you and Pace tell the seller the name of our company is Panther Home Solutions.
Yes. I'm like, oh, you think Christian McCaffrey is going to be any good this year? See, I can actually talk about it because I'm a Panther fan. So we'll have some talking points for sure.
I think one of my favorite things about doing this challenge right now is just the how much people overthink everything in this business, and like how they're like, I need the perfect name, I need the perfect logo, I need the perfect this, and it's like they just overthink everything.
Yeah.
But just you just need to have something and just.
I mean,
take
our
action.
goal is, guys, that we're having fun today and we're getting some of this back end stuff set up. But once we get rolling, it's all about conversations. 100% all about conversations, which we should be ready for that very soon after we get everything set up on the back end.
Yep. All right. And we're back over here.
Let's
We need
go.
extra fast delivery, and then we need the, where is that? Source file bundle. It's like my guy, charges extra just to give you the source files. It's like, really? What are you gonna do with my files of my logo?
This is my art. I created it.
Yeah. Am I sharing my screen?
Don't see anything yet.
Okay.
May take a second.
Well, I prefer not to because I'm putting in the card information again. So I just wanted to make sure. Got to go back here.
Dang, Pace has 4. I'm testing my speaker. Give me 1 second, all right?
Oh, you're good.
Did you hear that?
I didn't hear.
Some people said they heard it. This is so weird on AirMeet. Let's see. Yeah, you guys heard the ringing. I see some people in the comment section. You guys heard it. Cool.
I didn't hear that. But you guys cannot see my screen, right? You can't see my screen, Matt. I just want to make sure. I'm putting in my card info.
No, we can't see your screen. Okay. Bonus.
What?
Said for bonus content. Yes.
Right, 1125.
Let's see. Speaker. Maybe I can play you through the TV. Can you speak now and say something?
Hello? All right, so guys, I just paid for the Fiverr logo. I don't know what happens next. We're about to find out though. I've never used Fiverr.
It'll take them a little time to make it, but you just have to send your specifications to them.
Oh geez, all this stuff. Okay. I'm gonna bring you on to this.
Play it, Cynthia through it.
I'm gonna share my screen with you again, Matt, because I want your input.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know when you can see my screen, Matt.
I can see it.
Okay. So the seller needs following information. Name needed on logo design. So we're going to do Panther Home Solution. Whoops.
Panther Home Solutions.
One, Panther Home Solutions. Question 2, tagline.
Sorry, guys. I'm yawning because I've been up since like 3 o'clock. I need somebody to talk to. Actually, I can see if Christian can see if there's a monster upstairs. You want to go into the kitchen upstairs, see if there's a monster?
There's definitely going to be a monster in the fridge in
Any of them.
This kitchen.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we want a tagline or slogan? I don't think we need one.
Tagline:
Yeah.
We'll eat your equity.
We're gonna claw your problems away.
We'll eat your equity.
We're just not gonna do it. We're just not doing one.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We don't need a tagline.
Brief about your business or brand. We are
big time Carolina Panther fans, getting into real estate investing. I'm just kidding.
the real estate company that specializes in helping homeowners. We're a real estate company that specializes in helping homeowners that are in distress solve their problems.
Working directly with NFL players to find them off-market properties.
My God.
There we go.
Helping homeowners that are in distress solve their problems by purchasing their home and providing.
Yes, 60% of the time we'll buy your house every time.
We're a real estate company that specializes in helping homeowners that are in distress solve their problems by purchasing their home and providing multiple solutions for them. That's good enough, right? So short and sweet.
Yeah, that's perfect, dude. You ain't got to be too crazy. These people are gonna whip something up they've already like made for 17 other people.
Color preferences. What colors?
Light blue and light blue, silver, black. Yeah.
Blue, silver, black. Similar colors to the Carolina Panthers team.
There you go. Let's go. Carolina blue.
All right. Any competitor example style of logo that you like?
Okay, what is this?
Dude,
this is Sam Sambazone. Go to sambazone.com. Get you an energy drink. Just kidding.
Any company that has a house buying type company, there are lots of logos online. Figure it out.
Also, guys, you don't have to have a logo to do business. Just letting you know. We're just doing it because everyone feels like they need to. So we're just showing you how simple this is.
Yeah. Please select a category of logo design that you'd like to have. I don't even know what any of this means.
What is that? I can't read it.
Vintage typography logo, modern typography, premium feminine logo.
Let's do modern.
Perfect. Greetings. Before I start the order, I'd like to share my workflow with you for a better understanding. Initial delivery will consist of logo designs as per your original brief. I'll be able to provide all the other add-ons once logo is finalized. After the initial delivery, for any revisions, you can press the request modification button and submit your comments and changes. Sunday is a day off, optional. Okay, got it.
Beautiful.
I will check your modification notes and try my best to deliver. The buyer doesn't request 3 days, auto completed. I understand. I have taken note. Should I have I understand it or I have taken note?
Either way, dude. I think you can't go wrong. Just click one of them.
You know what's interesting is how a graphic designer, because of COVID, there may be a delay in revision. Like, is that the excuse when everyone is slow now? Is just let's always blame COVID?
Just want to let you know. Yeah, something happens.
I'm working from home. COVID is around, and you know, I may just not work today, but I'm going to blame it on COVID. That's totally fine.
I'm just going to plug something in. That way I think it would work if I plugged my headphones in.
Wait, what is this? What do I need to?
What?
Okay.
What?
Sorry, I guess.
Bring those over. Let's see if I can.
Say okay.
This might work. Gracias.
You got Cynthia coming up?
I'm going to try something real quick. While you're figuring this out, We're all figuring this out on the fly, guys. This is the beauty of this.
All right, so we have a logo ordered. Your order is in the works. You should receive a delivery by to be determined. Bam. All right. I'm going to go to our Trello board and let us know that we have a logo in the works. Fiverr logo in the works.
Professional.
Bam. We're getting professional over here.
Wow. See if these headphones will work. Play through switchboard. Let's see.
Someone says, forgets birthday, blame COVID.
There you go. Okay, so I can hear myself.
Did they get things figured out with Cynthia?
No idea. But worst case, again, I'll just call her here in a second if we can't get this thing figured out very soon, because we need to get her on the phone like within the next like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Audio.
I'm just letting them know that they got to figure it out in the next 5 minutes, or we got to do a phone call.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So I'm just going to do a quick recap what we've done so far. So far, starting out, we have had technical difficulties getting on a call with Cynthia at StartVirtual, but we're going to figure it out because they typically do Zoom calls and we're on our own AirMeet. So we're figuring it out. We set up our BatchLeads account. We have our first 5,000 records pulled on a list on BatchLeads. What the heck is that?
Sorry, continue. I'm just I'm checking the speaker over here.
Oh my gosh.
That's Cynthia calling.
We have our Fiverr logo in the works pending. We came up with our company name decided, Panther Home Solutions. So we got our company name all set up. We set up a company Gmail. Okay. So the next action items for this call is we have to get on that call with Cynthia. We need to then SkipTrace the list on BatchLeads. So something I'm going to do is
can you hear this?
Hello.
Hey, Cynthia, I'm just seeing if we can get the whole audience to hear you. Can you guys hear Cynthia now?
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, yes. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, we figured this out. Sorry to cut you off, Cody. You good?
Good.
Beautiful.
You're good. Rock and roll.
Okay, well, everyone, this is Cynthia. Cynthia, say hey to everybody.
Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So this is a little unorthodox. Typically, whenever we onboard a new client, I was just explaining to everyone, we're like pulling lists and we're getting this business going and it's super fun. But typically when someone wants to get started with a virtual assistant, they would go in to, startvirtual.com, they would book a discovery call. And typically that's done with, someone there on the team. Who typically handles those discovery calls?
Yeah, so we have some awesome team members. We have George and Joanne and Parco that are doing the discovery calls.
Awesome. And on those discovery calls, what typically happens?
So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to find out a little bit of information about your business and what it is that you really need, what your pain points are, and how we can help you, how we can work together to resolve the issues that you're having in your business. And then we're going to tell you all about what our VAs can do. And that might be a little different based on what you're needing in particular. And then we're going to go over, all of the features and the benefits of having a VA. And then we're also going to go over the cost, the investment that you're going to make in your own business by getting a VA. And then, we're going to help you to sign up with StartVirtual. At that point, We're going to help
Love
you
it.
with the tools and all of the things that you need to get set up, which
Got
is
it.
really the fun part, right?
Yes,
And
that is
then-
for sure. So Cynthia, like if I come to you, like right now we're starting a business from scratch. We literally have nothing. All we have is some money in our bank account, right?
Okay.
What should I do? Like if I have nothing, what would you suggest?
Well, what I would suggest is that you just get on a discovery call with our team, and they're going to walk you through every single step. It's not unusual to not have been in the virtual assistant world. We get that all the time. And we're here and we're set up to help you and walk you through every single step of the process, getting your tools, learning what it's like to have a VA. You know, our VAs are fully trained, so they're ready to step in and help you with your business. So, you know, there's not anything to be afraid of. We're going to help you set up everything, every step of the way. We're going to train your VA, and we're going to onboard them with you to help you.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, what happens if I get started with a virtual assistant, and like kind of what does that process look like? If I was like, you know, I called in, I did my discovery call, because again, this is like, we're speeding through this whole process here. And I just want to give everyone like an understanding of what that looks like. So typically, yes, we would call in and we would have a discovery call with you guys. And like you said, you break down our business and you're like, you know, this is where you guys are kind of at. You know, based on what, you know, what you're trying to do. If you haven't gotten a deal, this is going to be deal number one with StartVirtual, or you already have a business that you're hoping to build even more, like you're trying to do more deals with us. You know, what that actually looks like. So that's the purpose of the discovery call. And then taking that to the next level, it's okay. So when someone's ready to go, right, and it's like, okay, perfect, because it's going to be us, like we're ready to go, or we just need to know where we need to pay. After we pay, because, you know, I think if you guys can make us like some sort of link, or, you know, maybe send me an email for a link, because I think we definitely want to start with 2 virtual assistants. You know, what does that process look like after you like kind of get us going? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. So to pay, you would go to startvirtual.com/payment.
Okay.
And then you're going to enter in the payment. We're going to give you a quote on the discovery call. You're just going to enter that amount in real easy. And then that payment is going to go to our onboarding team. And you're going to get an email, a welcome email from the onboarding team. And that onboarding team is going to call you within 48 business hours. And they're going to what we call onboard you. They're going to get some more information from you, and then they're going to help you go through the process, help you get set up with your tools. Your VA is going to go to boot camp, and in about 2 to 3 weeks, that VA is ready to step into your office and get you going. They're going to do cold calling for you. They're going to set appointments. They're going to set, you know, qualified appointments for you. So they go through a whole qualification process. And if you need any admin tasks done, there's VAs available for that as well. They can do, you know, do your books for you, or your business tracking, or, you know, possibly pulling your leads and
just so much stuff. You know, for us, we're like, okay, we definitely need leads. So we need cold callers. We need people that can get on the phone and start, you know, generating leads for our business. And the cool thing that what we're doing here is like, obviously, you know, we have a whole team already in our home business, but we're starting something from scratch. And we want VAs that, you know, come directly from you guys, like someone that I haven't talked to, someone that Matt Beard has never trained, you know, like that whole process. So if you could, Cody, can I tell you our email, and you could send us the link to pay as well as a quote for 2 full-time VAs. We want to pay what everyone pays. Like, we don't want any sort of discount. We want to pay the actual rate. Just because this is the way it's done, right? So
you bet.
If you could email, here's the email. It's Panther, like the animal, Panther, PANTHER, home, HOME, solutions.com. Panther Home Solutions at gmail.com.
Okay. You got it.
Perfect.
And you want 2 full-time VAs. That's 2 VAs working 40 hours. Do you want those to be cold callers, or do you want them to be hybrids where they cold call and text, or would you like an admin?
So I think we will have both of them need to be able to cold call. one of those can be able to respond to text. So maybe one hybrid and then one just pure cold caller.
You bet. I can get that right over to you.
Love it. And Cody's going to see it. He's going to pay it. We'll have a receipt. We'll show everybody that's on our live here watching us the receipt that we paid. And I actually talked to, so again, guys, what Cynthia's saying is once you get started, you pay your setup fee, then starts the onboarding process. You get paired with an onboarding specialist, right? They reach out to you, and then it starts the process of, hey, every 2 weeks, every week we have a new graduating class of virtual assistants that pass our certification program, right? So I know this, like I can tell you guys, but for a tip for a new client, this is what they would explain to you. So every single Thursday they pass their certification and there's a new batch of trainees. So this is typically when our clients who have already paid start doing their interviews, right? So sometimes a client launches in a week, they find the perfect person. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. You're like, I haven't interviewed the right person quite yet, right? Be picky. It's okay to be picky. But before we got on this live, okay, before we got on this this training, I had already talked to our onboarding specialist team. I told them our intentions, and they're going to be meeting with us tomorrow, Tuesday, to get us set up with our 2 VAs that we're going to have interviews with. I haven't met the VAs. They're just like, okay, I got 2 VAs from last week. They'll be the 2. I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's do it. But typically this starts the onboarding process until you interview the right one. You get paired with what we call our client success manager. You guys will meet them tomorrow. Our CSM helps us with training, helps us manage our VAs, ensure quality, all that good stuff. Cynthia is on the front end. She makes sure that, we're fulfilling, that we do what we're supposed to be doing. And she helps our whole entire sales team get folks in to say, hey, look, we can help you. And then from there, we have a whole team of onboarding, because literally this whole industry, this part, like this is where we feel like from other services, Cody, I mean, you could probably speak on this. This is where a lot of stuff falls off, is on the onboarding side, right? When you try to get people started and it's like, oh my gosh, like I haven't talked to this person, communication's all over the place. So we have an onboarding specialist team that is made specifically for that purpose. So you guys will see them tomorrow, and then our VA should be ready to rock and roll by Wednesday. And that's when you guys are going to see me also set up the CRM. So we won't get that far yet. I just wanted to get Cynthia on today. And also Cynthia, she had no idea what we're going to be talking about. She was like, okay. I was like, yeah, just hop on the call. We'll talk. So I wanted to get her on today, explain to you guys a little bit about kind of what a discovery call would look like, just so you can see we're literally going to follow the process. Okay. So Cynthia, when you do get a chance, if you could send that to Cody, we'll pay it immediately, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. What should be our next thing that we should look for?
Yeah, so look for an email from me, and normally we send out a formal proposal, but I'm just going to send an email with the quote for you, okay?
Okay.
And once you get that, you just click on the link, put in that amount, and as soon as you put in that amount, pretty quickly after that, you're going to get a welcome email from us, just acknowledging that we received your payment and that we are getting to work on your case for you, and you're going to hear from an onboarding specialist within 48 business hours.
Love it. And then on the email next to the amount, can you say this is not discounted? Just be sure
absolutely.
to imply that there is no discount on that number. This is the actual number.
You bet. I'll be happy to
Love
do that.
it. So, and Cynthia, if someone wants to reach out to you directly, if they have any questions, how could they reach out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can reach me at the phone number I'm going to give you here. So grab a pen and paper.
Guys, pen and paper.
It's 480-690-7910. And I'll repeat that. 480-690-7910. You can text or you can call, either way. And also, my email is Cynthia Medina at StartVirtual.com. That's CYNTHIAMEDINA at StartVirtual.com. And I'll get you all fixed up.
Let's go. Thank you, Cynthia. Thanks for taking some time with us. We really appreciate you. And I got all your information here pinned to the chat section. So look forward to some folks reaching out to you, okay?
Absolutely. I would love it. So have a great day, and I'll get that email right out to you.
Love it. Thank you, Cynthia. Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. So, guys, this is probably one of the biggest things that we wanted to accomplish today was to explain why we're starting with VAs. We're not starting door knocking. Obviously, I'm not flying out to Charlotte to start door knocking. We have money. We're ready to start a business. We're not ready to start a hustle, right? In the beginning, guys, this business is kind of a hustle. If you don't have money, you got to go do what other people won't do. We understand that, but we're trying to build a business here. Okay. We already have some money to spend. We have a budget. Okay. So with that budget, we know right away that we need to outsource our prospecting immediately. So we're doing that with virtual assistants to cold call. Does everyone understand that? We're all on the same page? Cool. Love it, love it, love it. Let's get some yeses. Awesome. Okay, Cody, what is our next thing, brother?
Let's see here. So I think we need to go back and finish getting that list skip traced, right?
Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this.
I might need to go fund the account.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So
is our card
I'll
on
do
file
that
over there?
while you're I'll put it on file. Just do your thing, and I'm going in, and I'll make sure to get a card on file.
Okay. Well, that's kind of our next thing. So if you guys were curious, like what I did with that list and what was the process, if you if you tuned in a little late, I know some of you guys are coming and going. We're sitting right around 550 to 570 people watching live as we go. If you guys are curious, like what I was actually doing with the list, or if you missed it, ultimately we want to find about 5,000 records. Okay. 5,000 records of people, because we know typically one full-time VA can go through about 5,000 records in a month, right? I'm going to have 2 VAs for 3 weeks, right? Actually, even a little bit less, because they're not starting till Wednesday. I basically have 2.5 weeks for them to call this data set. So I want to keep it small. I want to keep it niche, and I want them to be able to get through it multiple times, meaning that they're going to call that 5,000 to 7,000. We end up pulling 5,500. It was like 5,400 some. We're going to end up calling that probably 6 times by the time it's all said and done. Typically, one of our full-time VAs, that is cold calling, right? We're on a multi-line dollar, so they're calling anywhere from 5 to 8 lines at a time. This is big. Like I see some of you guys ask sometimes, like, hey, how many dollars should my VA really be making in a day? It really depends on how many lines they have open, right? So if you're calling in a multi-line dollar, 5 to 8 lines at a time, we know our full-time VAs are going to be calling at least about $800 in a day, right? Give or take some here and there, depending on connection. The main thing we care about is they have around 120 conversations. You guys think about that. They taught 120 people answer their phone. That's a lot of people within an 8-hour shift. Okay. So from those 120 conversations is typically no, not interested, no thanks, dead air, hang up. But where your VA really earns their paycheck is those 10 conversations out of that 120 that could go either way. Okay. So that's what we're looking for, and that's how we set everything up. We want our VAs to be able to get through the data, call, then call it again, then call it again. Because what's the likelihood that we catch someone at the perfect time, the perfect day, they answer their phone on the first call, a random number? Probably not going to happen. Okay. So that's the reason why we recycle it. Some of you guys are afraid, like, oh my gosh, I called the list one time, I need to go pull another list. That's not the reality. Okay. You don't need to go pull another list. I know the people that I want to reach out to is on here, and I know there is a deal in this. I need to catch that person at the right time, and I got to call them consistently, right? Does that make sense, guys? Consistently. Love it. Love it.
Yeah. It's funded. The account's funded. We're ready to rock.
Sweet. Let's share. Where do I go to share the screen? Present to audience. Chrome tab. Can you see it now, Cody?
Oh, let me go back. I can see it loading. I know it doesn't show it, but I promise there's money in there.
Oh, so do you see the screen now? Does everyone see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to skip trace all of these. Since this is all the data I have in here, I can literally just click up here. 7,000. Okay, that's still good though.
So there's some overlap.
Yeah, there's some overlap, but still. So let's go ahead. What I did, guys, is I just clicked up here, selected all the properties in our batch leads now. I can go to actions.
You know, we could filter out the recently sold ones.
Right. Well, I mean, I did the years of ownership.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we should be good. These are still the people. So, what I'm going to do now is I am going to click here to SkipTrace, 7,148. Estimated cost. Hey, we have just enough. Love it.
God bless.
So you guys can see we're actually taking on real cost here. We're really going to pay for a VA. We're really going to pay to SkipTrace this stuff, and you guys are going to get a copy of this once we're all said and done. So that's the realness. Let's see, Charlotte. I'm just going to call this first batch.
We don't have, and I'm just going to put this out there because I know people that are rewatching this, you know, months down the road or whatever. We don't have a budget exactly set in place, but what we will do is I'm keeping track with our bookkeeper, all the money we spend on everything. Perfect. And we'll create an itemized list of what we spent on everything through this whole process.
That'll be good. And we're keeping the budget in mind, guys. We're not just going to go fly off the handle over here and go spend 10 grand. Okay. Yeah. We're not going to go crazy. We're just literally doing the necessities, right? If I'm like, if I want to get a deal in the next 2.5 weeks, should I get one VA or should I get two? I'm going to get two. Okay. And do I want to go buy all this data or should I keep it niche? I'm going to keep it niche. I don't want to spend a bunch of money. Right. Of course, like if you were going absolutely insane and you had all the money to spend, then yeah, you can look at all these different avenues, but we're trying to keep it budget friendly in just the necessities. Right, Cody?
Yep. I received the email too to pay.
Love it.
For StartVirtual.
Love it.
So I'm just going to go ahead and get that taken care of.
What's up?
I'll go ahead and get that email or the payment taken care of on that.
So yeah, because once you pay, they'll go ahead and link us up with Jing, and Jing will go ahead and get us going for the onboarding to tomorrow. So onboarding, we'll probably try to do that as soon as possible. So if we get started at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, then we want to probably do the onboarding around 7:30 or 8. So we'll give them login. So guys, the purpose of the onboarding is a couple things, right? Before you can launch with a VA, you have to make sure you have your tools ready. You got to make sure you have some actual data to call. Got to make sure it's actually good data. You got to have your tools ready. A lot of things that I already know, but for you guys, you're like, okay, well, I want to get a VA going. What all do I actually need? It's the stuff that we're setting up right now. So it'd be advantageous if you're getting started with a VA to go ahead and start knocking some of this stuff out. So we also have like a fast start training thing that we'll be ready for by the end of the week. So it's just basically a walkthrough of like how to set all this stuff up in a timely manner. But if you go to StartVirtual, that comes with the service. So, cause I mean, obviously we want people to not have to wait 2 months to get their stuff set up. Like this is important, but it can also be time staking. So we want to make sure that you do the right things and focus on the right things. So that's the purpose of this. So this is still skip tracing. This will probably take a little bit for the 7,000 records. Cody, what's our next thing here at 9?
So at 9, I think we do a quick recap.
Beautiful.
We'll do a recap here. Let me see what else. I think we're getting on with Carrot. Let me just double check here. I think we're getting on with Carrot here in about 20, 30 minutes. What is it, 9 o'clock in Arizona now?
Do it now? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. So in like 20 minutes, we're going to be getting on a call with Carrot so we can get a website set up and figure out how we're going to put that together. So that'll be one of the next things. I'll share my screen real quick and let's just do a recap of where we're at, what we're doing.
For you guys who missed the cost of the skip tracing, it was $714 for the skip tracing. $714.80, but it's not a final cost until they finish pulling the list. So in batch, you only pay for the records they find. So if they give me a rough estimate, it's like, okay, you have 7,148 records. It's going to cost you $714.80 at worst case. It could come back and say, well, we only found 6,000 records of the 7,000. So you're only going to pay for $600, not $714. That makes sense.
Love
There
it.
you go.
All right, so let's see where we're at. So we have BatchLeads. We set up BatchLeads. We pulled a list. How many records did we skip?
7,148.
But we skipped a 7K record list.
Yep.
Completed start virtual call, paid for invoice, and then the cost for that, let me jump back over here, was $1382.24 is what we paid for that.
$1382.24 to get started. 2 VAs,
Yep. So that
setup fees and everything included.
Yeah, setup fees and then their first week. And
Perfect.
so we completed that call. So start virtual call is done. We have a logo pending. We have a company Gmail that we're going with. We have the name. On the list of things to finish up today, we're going to get a website going with Carrot. We're going to have our call with Prime Corporate Services so we can get an LLC going. And then one of the things that we're going to do, just so everybody knows, and it's not mind-blowing, for us, but it's just we're going to set up the LLC just to be Arizona-based because we just know how long the process is going to take doing it in Arizona, but we can do deals in North Carolina because, for obviously we do, with our company that we already have, it's an Arizona LLC, and we do deals in Arizona, Texas, Atlanta, Florida, a lot of different states. And so just because your LLC is set up in one state doesn't mean you can't utilize that in other states. So that's just a side note for when we go get that set up. What are some of the other things that we got to do today, Matt, to have kind of this foundation ready to roll?
So we went ahead and pulled the list. We'll have the VAs ready to rock and roll, start calling. We will need to set up our batch dialer whenever that's ready to go, whenever the VAs are ready to rock. It doesn't have to be today. It could also be tomorrow. I wanted to get on the phone with Jamil or someone there at Keighley local so we can get a better insight or perspective of the market. So one of the things I highly recommend you guys to do is when you start breaking in these virtual markets, find someone that is very knowledgeable in that market that you can JV with, right? We're not going to go build out this big buyers list when we go break into a new market. That's not our model. We're going to go get a deal, right? And we're going to find someone to JV with to sell that deal. Now, JV doesn't always mean 50-50, right? Someone who can help us sell that deal. So for us, Keighley, we know Keighley is in Charlotte, so we're going to work with those guys. And also one of the biggest things that they're going to provide to us is their favorite closing attorney. We know North Carolina is a closing attorney state. Arizona is a title state. So that means we close files at a title company. In Arizona, in North Carolina, there's going to be like a closing attorney. So we'll find a law practice, one that we're going to use. Hopefully we'll have someone introduce us to them. If not, we'll call them and you guys will hear me actually talk to them, tell them who we are, what we do, how we're going about all this stuff. So that's going to be a ton of fun, but that's the purpose. And that's why we wanted to get on the phone with Jamil or someone over at Keighley.
So something else that I think would be helpful, obviously having.
Oh, we lost Cody for a second. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah, you guys are doing great in the comment sections. I'm reading some of this as we go, but yes, the VA startup, we're actually moving to a month paid up, but right now it's still weekly. So you pay your week up front for your virtual assistant. Also, your setup fee, which is basically paying for their certification process. So all that added together was that what you guys saw. But we are moving to that model where everything is paid a month ahead of time, because typically cold calling leads could take up to 2 months to close. So we like our clients to budget for at least 2 months of budgeting before hiring a virtual assistant. Love it. We're taking turns losing. Hey, that's why we have 2 of us on here, Michelle. Love it. We lost you there for a second.
Oh,
yeah, we lost you.
I'm in Colombia. Give me a break,
Give me
guys.
a break. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it.
So we have Matt. We have a few minutes. Do you want to try to call? We have a couple of the Keighley contacts that Kelly found.
Uh-huh. Are we going to do the Jamil call or no?
I mean, he's not responding, so I don't want to count on that.
Cool. Actually, I'll call Tyler and I'll get Tyler to connect me with someone.
Okay, call him live.
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now.
Like, yo, what's up? Jim Wills here from Keighley, North Carolina.
Can you hear the phone?
No. Oh, now I can.
Yeah, you guys would have access to a franchisee. So this Tyler, the guy that I know is a franchisee, you can get this information anywhere.
Hi, you've reached Tyler.
Okay, guess he's not answering.
Let's try Matt. Jim Wills is on our on the side chat here. He's the Keighley franchisee, I think. Is that correct, Jim?
Is Jim in Charlotte?
Matt? Yeah, he's in Charlotte.
He's the Charlotte franchisee.
Jim, we're calling you. Put your number in the chat. Here it is. Matt, you ready to call?
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect. And then for those of you that
take some notes, Cody,
are,
so we know these people.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Jim.
What's going on?
Jim, this is Matt. How you doing?
Hey, man. Doing great. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday. Can everybody hear Jim?
Yes.
Love it. Everybody's got you, Jim. So, brother, I didn't know that you were the Charlotte franchisee. Is that right?
I'm actually in Durham. But
Okay.
I kind of cover the state, but yeah. I got you.
I love it, man. Well, one of our biggest things that, especially when we start going in these markets like this, I'm sure you get plenty of wholesalers that call you and ask you like, hey, what should I be buying? Where should I be buying? What price point should I be buying in? Like any perspective for you would be very helpful as we get rocking and rolling.
Okay. Yeah. So Charlotte, anything in the 250-ish range will fly out or less. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Especially with the wholesale, it's kind of depend on specific areas, but that's a good general 200 to 250 range.
250.
Okay.
Is there like any war zone zip codes that we should stay out of?
There's a couple, and I can send you the list so we can actually just kind of narrow down from there.
Oh, that would be helpful.
But not many. Yeah, I'll get you the list of the yays and nays, especially the ones where we've got our serious buyers. I like to call them a Top Gun buyers.
Top Gun. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we want.
That's what we want.
What about
Yeah.
you need to watch out for, Matt? Like, are there any weird
my criteria? I can get you all of that.
I love it.
You want to? Yeah.
See, guys, this is why you find someone in these markets, right? This is why you need help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Like Jim's insight in this market is going to be invaluable as we search for a deal in the next 2 weeks.
So, Matt, something else I just want to say real quick.
Hang on one second, Jim.
Okay.
So something else I just want to say real quick, because I know there's going to be people that are watching this as a recording and people that are on here live now and are like, I'm maybe feel like I'm a nobody. Nobody knows who I am. Like, I'm watching Matt call Jim. Well, Jim knows who Matt is. They're not going to know who I am.
I've never talked to Jim. Have I ever talked to you, Jim?
It's been a while.
There we go.
When you first started doing the VA Hub talks, it's been a while.
There we go. See? Been a while.
So the reason I just wanted to bring this up just briefly is like calling and just acting, just standing as a professional, calling them, hey, my name is Cody Barton. I'm starting marketing in this local area of Charlotte, North Carolina. I want to see how I could bring some value to you and bringing you some deals. There's a few different areas that I'm planning to market to. And what I'd love to do is get some insight on what are the areas that you'd like to get deals in, and what are some of the areas that if I brought you a deal, you just wouldn't be excited about, or you'd be like, like I have certain areas in Arizona, when somebody sends me a deal in 85009, I just, my eyes glaze over. I don't like that zip code. So that's something to,
Yeah.
so those are things that you can call and, have this conversation with somebody you've never talked to. How can I bring, my name's Cody Barton. I'm with Panther Home Solutions. I'm, starting marketing in this area. I want to bring deals to you. I'd love to do some deals together. Where do you want to see deals? Where should I be staying away from? What are some of the things that I need to be looking out for in this area? What are there certain types of homes that were built that have problems? Are there sinkholes? Are there weird mold issues that I should be watching out for that are really common? Are there any other types of things that I'm not thinking about that you just know is a super common thing in your area? These are the things that I would be asking.
Right.
Obviously,
Jim also said that he has buyers in specific areas that they buy just about anything. So if you find deals in those areas, you're going to have no issue selling it. So for me, as a new wholesaler going into a market, that would be the area that I want to call the most, right? If it's a neighborhood, if it's a zip code, then I would just filter out my data. I can go to BatchLeads and I can filter by zip code. I can find a super small segmented list, and I can have my VAs call that over and over and over and over, because I know if I find something in there, Jim's going to be able to sell that thing for top dollar, right, Jim?
Yes. That's actually what we do.
That's what he does. That's his thing.
That's what we do. We've started a program a little while back called JV with Keegley.
Yeah.
And it's specifically for wholesalers that want to come in help in our market. We give them the criteria. We tell them where to look. They find the deals. Of course, we've got the buyers. And so, that's how we are able to be so specific.
Bam.
Being focused.
I love that. So we had some people in the chat over there. Jim, if you wanted to share your contact information with those folks, feel free to do so. Okay.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Love it. Yes, sir. So, Jim, what I did was I sent you over I sent you the email, pantherhomesolutions@gmail.com. If you could send me over any of that information that you had, of course, we'll share it with everyone here that is watching live. Like as far as the buy criteria, anything that would be helpful with our marketing, just to make sure we stay focused and we don't contract things that shouldn't be contracted, and send you things. You're like, dude, I told you not to buy in that area. I told you that's way too much. Ideally, we want to make this a win-win. So I would love for any kind of help would be awesome.
And now also what to buy stuff at, Matt, too. Like if, in Arizona, we could buy an ARV 250 deal at 180 and still make some money on it.
Yeah, and I guess what Cody was saying there too. So if 250 is a decent price point, is there a certain equation that typically works? Is it typically 70% on the dollar minus repairs, or is it, 50 cents on the dollar? Like, where are you seeing deals kind of move right now?
Going to depend on the buyer. A couple of our institutional buyers, their criteria, their buy box is if it's built before 1950, it's not going to go. 1950 and over to go. So it's pretty laser beam. Yeah, I can get you all the details.
Got it. So he'll share that with us, and then guys, we'll share that with you. And this is the benefit of finding someone in a market that is deeply entrenched, that has done a ton of deals. I'm sure Jim has done a ton of deals in Charlotte area and North Carolina area. So he knows exactly where you need to be on your deals. You don't have to guess. You don't have to go hope, wish I coulda, woulda, hope this deal is going to close up. You don't got to do none of that. You can work with someone like Jim, and you can make sure the deals you're contracting, you're going to be able to perform on. It creates a better experience for the clients. And like, no one wants to cancel deals. So find someone like Jim. Love it. Jim, thank you, brother. Thanks for hopping on a quick call with us. This is going to be very beneficial for everybody.
I appreciate it. Thank
yes,
you,
sir.
Guys.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Love it. Bam.
So that's what you do, guys. Okay. Because what is another thing that's beneficial about us working with a guy like Jim?
We don't have to be experts in the market already. We can just talk to sellers figure out what we can get the price at, and then go to Jim and say, hey, is this a good price?
100%. And credibility, right? I think a lot of times we forget, or we feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I need to have all these things. Like having a website is going to be great. So I can't wait to get connected with Carrot. But a lot of times the seller is going to want to know all your information. So if you have a partner like Jim, right? Say, oh yeah, actually one of my close partners I do a bunch of deals with, his name's Jim. And you know, here's his contact information. We buy properties pretty much the whole state of North Carolina, right? It just gives you confidence to talk to these homeowners, and you have the credibility. Even if you haven't done a single deal, you have someone that you're working with on the JV side that you can leverage their credibility, right? Because I guarantee Jim has amazing network of folks that he works with on the closing attorney side too, right? So find someone who's actually doing deals. So I promise you, Keegley franchisees, they're actually doing deals, because it costs like a couple $100,000 to even buy a franchise. So they're definitely in the business of dispoing properties. That's what they do. It's the whole shebang. Love it. Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Can I get a yes in the comment section? Are we clear on that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just wanted to put this out there real fast. So for anybody that, I know that there's a lot of questions that are on this specific live. If you want to get your questions answered, go to the zerotoherorei.com/QA and go make sure to register on there. Kelly was mentioning that we had 36 people say yes, they want that, but nobody is registering for that. So I don't know if we're going to do that or not, because it doesn't really seem like you guys want that. If you don't, that's fine, because I'll find something else to do in Columbia on a Saturday morning. So I'm happy to do that too. So, but if you guys do want that, make sure to go to zerotoherorei.com/QA to get registered for that.
Nice.
And Kelly just pinned the link.
Sweet. Okay.
Perfect.
So now we have a good idea. Before we even get started, before we even talk to our first homeowner, we'll have a better understanding of where we need to be on these properties. Okay. Like, especially guys, I told you we want to be budget friendly. We don't want to just go spend money and throw stuff against the wall and hopefully something sticks. We want to give you guys some good strategies, right? So if you just start spending money on stuff and you end up marketing to people you shouldn't be marketing to, it's just like flushing money down the toilet. Okay. So make sure you know who you're trying to find and where you should be getting these properties. Like that tip right there. Like if the property's older than 1950, it's going to turn off a lot of buyers in that market. How else would we have known that? Right? North Carolina has a lot of properties built in 1920s, 1910s, right? Arizona, everything's a little bit newer out here, but most East Coast markets, I know there's going to be quite a few older homes. So, you know, it's going to be less attractive. So I'm going to need to get those deals a little bit deeper. So if the property is older than 1950, not saying it's not going to be a deal, I'm just going to need to get a pretty good discount on it, right? But I'll only know that from a simple conversation I had with Jim. What was that, like 9 minutes? Right?
Yeah. So just something I wanted to point out as we're on here, I mean, recapping what we've done so far on some of this foundation is we've had our call with StartVirtual. We're getting VAs set up. We have BatchLeads set up. We pulled a list. We're SkipTrace the list. We have a logo that's pending. We have a name. We have a company Gmail that we're going to use. We already contacted somebody that's boots on the ground in the market that we're going to, that we don't have any relationships in already, established a relationship. We're getting the update from Jim on what areas are good, what areas are bad, what are the prices that people like to buy at. We're going to be getting a website set up here with Carrot here in the next few minutes. And then we're also going to be getting an LLC down the line and processed and set up today. I mean, guys, like as you're watching this, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this in the recorded version, I hope you're beginning to see even more how simple it is to really get the foundation of your business set up and just to take action and stop procrastinating and stop making sure everything needs to be perfect and having analysis paralysis. It's about taking these actions and just getting the ball rolling and being okay.
You can have some fun with it. You can create some good relationships, but also I think these little hurdles that we're doing today, guys, it's not having some crazy negotiation on the first day, right? It's not all this other stuff, right? That can lead to a lot of apprehension. A lot of you guys, I don't know where to begin. I've never talked to a seller. How in the world am I going to hire a VA if I've never trained a VA or I don't know real estate? Look, a lot of us had the same fears, but all we're trying to do, we're building a little confidence. Every little thing that we do. Oh, great. We pulled a list. Okay. Now I feel pretty good about that. Okay. I just paid to get my VA started. I feel a little bit better about that. Right. And now we're going to start setting up our tools. We're going to start making sure all this infrastructure is done. Right. You start building some little momentum before you even talk to a single person. So, understand that this is like, if you haven't done a deal or if you're still stuck, like there is some apprehension there's some things that you're not doing, but that's okay. Just some simple actions. You guys are going to watch over the next 2.5, 3 weeks, how big these simple actions compound and like, hey, you're going to be able to get a deal. So excited for that. Do we have the call with Carrot?
Let's see here. Kelly is getting Adrian on from Carrot.
Love it. Is he hopping into here?
Yes, he will be.
Love it.
Let's see what else. Let's see what else we need to do.
I think Adrian's in.
Oh, he is?
I just don't know how to bring him on stage.
All right, I'll try to figure it out. All right, let's see. Adrian Neds. Yep, I see him. I know I'm going to figure this out. Here we go. Invite to stage. Awaiting response. So we on the way.
Hey.
Adrian has joined. There we go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm not sure if you can hear me yet.
We got you.
Awesome. And my camera should be coming up here shortly. So
we're just building suspense.
Yeah, I gave permission for both mic and camera. So
it might take a second. This thing's kind of weird.
Yes.
Awesome. Let me see. I've seen some of your chats here. TK, I know some of these guys in here. That's awesome. Oh, you know what? Hold on. There we go.
Hey, Adrian, how are you, man?
Good. Awesome to be here. Thanks for letting me hang.
Oh, of course, man.
Thanks for hopping on us last minute here too. So that is super helpful for us. Do you know what we're doing here, or do we got it? Were you?
Yeah, I got a little bit of context. Basically, you guys are helping people get set up on the fly. Well, I shouldn't say on the fly, but like.
Oh, pretty much on the fly. You got that. You got that right. Yeah, pretty much on the fly here.
Yeah, so, I mean, which is the way it should be. I think a lot of people tend to overanalyze and think too much about certain things, and I think a lot of times the magic actually happens when you actually start taking action. So that's cool. Yeah. Love it.
Love it.
So I was just gonna say real quick. What we're doing is just a quick recap. So this is day one. So we started a new business today, which is, this is our new wholesaling business. We came up on the fly, Panther Home Solutions. The audience picked the market we went to, which is North Carolina.
And so the name.
We went with Panther. Yeah, and they came up with the name. So we went with audience's name choice. We went with audience's market choice. And so we're just building everything from scratch. So far what we've got together, Adrian, just so you know, is we have obviously our name put together. We've, pulled some lists. We've SkipTraced some lists. We've got some virtual assistants paid for that are getting started here in the next 48 hours. We're just hitting the ground running. And so we just want to, we don't want to have to go through and do all the steps of setting up a website. So we wanted to get you on to help us out to get a website set up so we can just be looking professional quickly, so that by the time our logo's done in the next 48 hours, we can plop that on there as well and just have the Carrot website rocking.
No, that's awesome. No, and that's the reason why I'm excited about it, because I think Carrot fits perfectly in that type of environment. You know, like, I mean, that's why Carrot is Carrot, because we don't have investors not responsible for being techie or being, you know, website experts. You know, that's all kind of left to us, and we make it super easy to get someone going. Like, I mean, you literally can get your online presence like dialed in like in 5-10 minutes.
That's crazy.
So, which is crazy. Yeah.
Love it. So what's our next steps here, Adrian?
All right.
Cool. In Colombia, for some reason GoDaddy doesn't pull up. It's like it comes up in Spanish for me, so I'm gonna have you screen share when we go to that. But just putting that out there.
All right. So how do I screen share? I guess I got to get that figured out. I got to.
Should be that little. It's like a little box with an arrow on it.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right. Cool. All right. Choose. All right. Let's see. Is sharing your screen? You guys see my screen by chance?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. You see the Carrot logo?
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome, guys. So first of all, again, this is so cool that you guys are doing this. I think, you know, I've always believed. It's funny, on my Instagram today, I kid you not, I posted a picture of my screen that said progress versus not perfection. Progress versus non-perfection. So it's really cool that, you know, that you got, you know, so now we're doing this. But
imperfect action, man. Just like take some action. Just do some stuff. Let's get it going, you know?
Exactly. So, and Carrot is there to kind of help you with that, guys. You know, Carrot, we're the leaders in lead generation websites. I always like to really emphasize lead generation because that's what this game is about. It's, you know, leads are the bloodline of our business. So, I'm still amazed how easy it is to get your Carrot site started. So anyways, let's just jump right into it. So guys, so once you're a Carrot customer, Carrot client, and I'm sure these guys will make it super easy for you guys to connect with us, but I'm going to show you just how easy it is just by launching a site like right now, live here on the call. So first thing, you know, once you get here, what you're going to do is just launch your first site. So, you know, obviously the most important lead right now. So let me ask you this: how many is everyone doing virtual wholesaling, or what's kind of what's the idea?
Yeah. So the premise of this whole entire challenge is we're actually in Phoenix and Cody's in Colombia, and we're all over the place, and we're going to show folks that you can do this anywhere, and we're actually doing it virtually.
Okay. Yep. Okay. If time allows, there's two approaches that I always like to encourage people who's just trying to get started, like quickly. Let's get rolling. So first of all, let's do this. So the first thing, guys, is that, you know, you're going to create your first website. So Carrot makes it super easy. I like to say, let's go ahead and start with the motivated seller site, or if you want to call it your acquisition site.
Love it.
So we'll do this. Test company, once you have your account set up, this will default to the correct entity name or whatever business you're doing business by. That'll kind of default to that. But for the sake, we're just going to call this test company. And, you know, so first site, guys, set up your acquisition site, or we call it the motivated seller site. So click of a button, it's doing its thing right now. Peeling extra carrots, it's baking a carrot cake. I mean, this is some pretty cool stuff.
Love it.
Your contact information. Right now, your site's being optimized. Right now for mobile. So mobile is very important, guys. If you guys are going to have a strong online presence,
yeah,
you gotta have
it's funny. I saw this this chart. It said like the hours an American adult spends on their phones, like, and it was like charted by years, like 2010 to 2021, and like it was like 2.5 hours just like 3 years ago. In 2021, average adult spends 4.4 hours on their phone a day. So
that's crazy. I mean, and it's just part of what's going on right now, guys. I mean, so don't you know? And that's why it is what. Yeah, exactly. And that's why, guys. Man, I get so I'm an investor too, guys. I mean, so I just don't do what I do with Carrot. I'm a full-time investor, primarily flipping. I'm actually out of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, nice.
So. Yeah, so I'm not here.
So everybody here, we got to get Adrian's information so we can sell him a deal.
There you go. No, I am looking right now. I kid you not. If someone can get me a deal, I am ready to buy. I'm not making that up.
Let's go.
I have four flips going, and we just sold one a week and a half ago. So I got to
that guy.
disperse those funds
Serendipity.
into
Who would have known?
So anyway, so let's just do this. So guys, so this site is set up. All right. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to the dashboard. And first thing we want to do is, okay, so again, there's some really cool things that you can do in the back end of Carrot. We're not going to get that too much into it today, and also guys, we refresh the Carrot platform too. So that's available to you guys as well. So new content, still the same framework of what makes Carrot, you know, because again, we understand the psychology of the motivated seller. So everything that's positioned is there for a reason. And the cool thing is we've kind of got everything figured out where your job is just to launch the site, right? So so we're going to do this. So first thing I like to do is go to settings, guys. So we want to make sure that your company name's in place. There's some stuff that's already put into place for you, so you guys don't even have to worry about it. The only real work that you probably really have to do initially is decide what is going to be my primary market, right? Where do we want the site to initially be targeting? So now don't get too caught up in this, guys. Just choose one city, one town, and boom, you're done. So because what's going to happen is whatever you put in here is really going to be the primary market the site's going to focus around. But with that said, you are going to have an opportunity to add on more sites not more sites, but more cities. But for now, you just want to put your primary city. So for me, I put Wilmington because Wilmington is my backyard.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm flipping. Now, you know, if I was virtual wholesaling within the state, I probably would have put maybe Charlotte, because Charlotte's the biggest market in our state. So if I was looking for volume, ideally you want to choose your biggest metropolitan area in the area where you're targeting, because the bigger the population, the more opportunity. But it takes longer too. So just kind of keep that in mind.
You go to a smaller market, your SEO is going to be probably more effective than a bigger one.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. So, and guys, again, this is about taking quick action. You know, if you want to start scaling up later, the cool thing is that it's really easy for you to do that. So guys, I recommend choosing a smaller market, maybe around 150,000, 200. That's kind of been the sweet spot. Especially the other thing I'll talk about too is I really encourage doing paid traffic. And by kind of choosing that 100K, 150K population market, the cost becomes very manageable too. You're not having to dump in. Let's say if I was jumping into Phoenix, I'm probably having to dump in $7,500 in PPC alone just to be in the game.
We just want
the
intent and purpose of this is like we just want to have some sort of forward-facing business thing that we, you know, if people do ask for credibility, the website's there, you know.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's no better way, even if you started a business like you guys are literally starting a business today, there's no other tool that can give you instant credibility like a website. I mean, I could have just gone out of prison today and started a website, and people are going to trust
Send me your deals,
right? Just because you have a website. So yes, I'm only buying in Wilmington because I'm primarily flipping. So, but guys, if just a plug right here, anything in New Hanover County and anything in Brunswick County is what I'm looking for. So, anyway, a website is the best credibility you can have. Just jump into this business right off the bat. I mean, to me, right there alone is worth the investment, you know, because here's the thing, guys, on the psychology part, what we provide as a solution as investors is still not really mainstream yet. So you have to understand that you have to have something in place that people can kind of see as, you know, tangible, that they can trust. You know, when you go up to the everyday person, you say, hey, I can buy your house in 7 days. I can buy your house and as is, there's no fees. You'll be amazed how many people are actually like, wait a minute, what's the catch? Is this a scam? Like, what do you mean you can do this short period of time? Like, you know, like where's the fine print? So that's why, guys, you have to have something in place that instantly brings that instant credibility to your business. And there's no better way. It doesn't even have to be a Carrot website too, guys. I mean, let's just be, there's many options out there. I just think if you really want to build long-term, that you can start fast, but also build a strong foundation.
I think just simple, because Adrian, I think a lot of folks, feel the same way. It's like, oh, I can go get this website built. Someone's going to charge me some money here. But like that could take weeks, and then they send you something that looks like crap. It's like, why don't you just go ahead and have, personally, this is how I feel about it. Legit. Cause this is like how we really have done it. It's like, we just want something that you can put up quick, that we can tweak, and we can just put little drops that, oh, there's a photo here, so I'm just going to change the photo. Or here's a form, I'm just going to change the words on the form. Just make it easy so you can focus on the things that really matter, which is talking to people.
100%. I mean, you said it beautifully. I mean, and that's the thing, guys. I mean, you're in full control of how fast you start. You don't want to leave your hands into someone that is trying to perfect a website. And plus, the other thing too is that a lot of web designers are not conversion experts. A lot of them are not marketers. And that's probably the biggest difference that I've loved Carrot, because I'm one of their first 50 customers, and it's been going on 7-8 years. And that was the one thing that caught my attention is these guys get the psychology of the motivated seller, but also they understand conversion. They're marketers. So this website was built for marketers. We just happen to focus on real estate investing. So that's another component there, guys. And don't get too caught up. Again, another reason why you should consider Carrot is don't get too caught up in the whole design element. At the end of the day, guys, I've been doing this for a long time. I've never had a seller tell me they went with me because my website looks great. They went with me because I made it easy for them to engage with me, right? And that's where the psychology of the framework of Carrot comes in, is that's already been figured out. You guys just have to just work it, or launch it, and that's it. So that's another element there. So, I mean, you can use Carrot for any industry, guys. I mean, really, Carrot is a lead generation platform. We just happen to focus on real estate because that's what we know. But I mean, if you look at the framework of Carrot, I mean, we have clients that are using it for their lawn business, roofing business. We've even had some people use it for marijuana, which is crazy. But it's a lead generation website, just a framework. So you could use it in any industry. So, all right. So let me just not to get off focus, but guys, just so I would recommend a lower volume city that is, you can move quick. If you decide to do paid traffic like Google AdWords or Facebook, it's very manageable. So just give us some quick consideration and just go with it. And then, of course, your domain, Carrot makes it very easy to get that set up. And guys, if you guys need some support to help you set it up, Carrot can always help you do that as well. And then boom. And then really this other stuff, I wouldn't really recommend, just really don't worry about it for now. The main thing is let's make sure that you're choosing your primary target market, and then you get your domain set up, and boom, you're done. That's it. All right. So, and the cool thing is that there is a checklist. If you guys are some of you are very task oriented. So, I mean, if you want to just go through and follow the Carrot strategy checklist, that's there for you if you prefer to work that way. But really, honestly, at the end of the day, if you want to just get started, there's 3 elements I like to focus on. So a couple things that I will tell you just to consider that can really help you convert a little bit better once you have your website set up is a couple things is, let me just open another thing here. So a couple things, guys. 3 tasks I really want you guys to focus on. And then I always say, if you do these 3 tasks, you're pretty much done. Then you got to just get into marketing. So one is change out this image. And one of the things I really like to emphasize is you want to position yourself as a local company, right? Mm-hmm. And people are visual. And one of the best ways to do that is use this space right here and use a local image. I mean, a couple of things you could potentially do. I used to do a lot of virtual stuff here in this particular market. This was Pittsburgh. So you see here, I used the downtown skyline, and someone local, they know where that is. They know what that is. So again, it's all about being local. Or if you want to just do something simple, here's my website here in Wilmington, just a local neighborhood, nothing fancy. Again, the main thing is that you're positioning yourself as you're giving that perception that, hey, I'm a local company. That's it. Okay. And then the other thing is very important. So that's one, guys. The other thing is, let's get some reviews. Now, some of you may say, well, you know what? I'm going into this new market. I haven't done any deals yet. That's okay. What I want you to do is reach out to 3 or 5 professionals that you know that can vouch for your character. Hey, I know I've known Adrian for the last 5 years, and I know him to be a person of character. Hey, I've done business with Adrian. He's a stand-up guy, right? So get at least 3 credibility testimonials that you can insert, because again, at the end of the day, guys, most people want to know you're local. They want to know that you're legit. And also the third thing is put a face to the company. I mean, that goes a long ways, right? Because again, here's someone searching, they're vetting. You want to make them feel like, man, you're a real business. And so these 3 things, so localize, and the easiest and best way to do that is just change out this image, and the platform makes it super easy. 2, go out and get 3 character-based testimonials. And then also the third thing is, in your company page, put a face to the company. If you see here, it's kind of funny. This is one of my oldest website. It's kind of funny. So here's a picture of me and the family at the Pittsburgh Zoo. I mean, we just happen to have it. We just happen to visit that particular zoo. So I put that there. And it's funny, here in Wilmington, the kids are grown now. Well, I mean, they're still babies, but they're a little bit older. So here's me downtown Wilmington, right? So people like to, there's just a certain powerful dynamic when people just know who you are. People just, a face to the company. So guys, that could be your face. It could be your spouse's face. It could be your kids' face. But the main thing is put a face to the company, because if you're going to run paid traffic, guys, again, and I'm not saying you got to spend thousands of dollars. You got to give people that sense of comfort, especially driving people to a website. People have a certain expectation. And even if you look at this website, right, this is a website, there's not. And here's the thing, Here's a cool part though. We've tested in some markets where none of this was changed. There was no reviews. There was no company page, and it still performed above average. So if you can't, that's fine. But if you want
just
that
competitive, don't let that stop you. Like, a lot of folks are just getting started saying, hey, I don't have reviews. Or, hey, like, I know this is a lot of stuff I have to figure out. But it's like, don't let that stop you. Like, get this thing set up. Just have a post in the yard kind of thing, because you're not doing a bunch of paid traffic. It's just having something there for credibility, and just go do it. Go do all the other things.
100%. So guys, don't get too caught up in this. That you'll eventually grow into this over time. That's what I did. I just launched my website, start doing the SEO, start doing a little bit of paid traffic, and as I progress, and then I kind of circle back around to those things I didn't do. But my main thing is take imperfect action that will take you so much further than sitting there and trying to overanalyze. The people that tend to struggle the most with the Carrot platform are always people that tend to overthink things, right? But the ones that are crushing it with Carrot are the ones that they're not techies. They have no website experience. They just did the basics, ran with it. And the ones that got themselves into marketing, those are the ones that are crushing it. So guys, don't believe this lie in your head that you got to be techie, that you got to be this or that to be successful. No, our job is to be good marketers. This is just a vehicle. And, if you can kind of slap a few things, a little lipstick here and there, perfect. If not, it's still going to perform for you, because at the end of the day, it is about marketing. And that's it.
There we go.
And guys,
that took no time, man. What was that? Like, literally a couple clicks of the button to have a website up and going?
That's it. Yeah. And if you guys decide to kind of add those extra elements to the localized credibility, that shouldn't take you more than 10, 15 minutes. And if you guys have some trouble there, Carrot, our support is first class. So world class, and they'll help you navigate through that. But again, guys, this is how super easy it is. So let me kind of just throw this in here too, as now, if one of the ways to, another way to quick action is if you guys are having a hard time trying to decide where I'm going to market, one of the things that I've taught is launch your disposition site, right? So again, I'll show you how simple, how easy that is too. Is let me see here. Again, guys, I'm telling you, I've driven a bunch of leads throughout the years, and I'm still not a website.
I love it, but it's simple enough to where
guy.
you can just click a couple buttons,
Yeah.
So Adrian, like, how does the folks that are watching here, how do they get in touch with you if they have any specific questions, or if they're like, hey, Adrian says he wants to buy a property? Well, how in the world do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I will throw my email in here. So guys, if you have a property, or let's say you guys need help moving a deal, I'm pretty connected statewide. So
hey, how about that? You guys just got a buyer while he's showing us how to build a website.
Yep. There you go. So guys, I mean, that's my passion. That's my passion, guys. I love the lead gen side. I'm flipping, but I'm like 98% hands off. I mean, the 2% is just paying the bills pretty much. But I mean, it's just as my passion. So guys, if you guys have questions, reach out to me. Adrian now on the Carrot side, I know someone in Fresno, by the way. So if you guys need help moving a deal, I got a great connection in Fresno.
Adrian's highly connected.
So we have 14 minutes left before we have another call we have to get on, Adrian. So what can we do to make this super simple for us to have a website set up for our new business in Charlotte, North Carolina? Is that someone on your team could set that up for us, or what can we do? Because I don't want to set it up. If there's a service to set it up, that would be great. I don't want to have to do it. Yeah. So, I mean, you will have to initially set it up, which is just the 5-10 minutes I just showed you guys. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to add those little extra
I can actually do that, Cody, over the next 10 minutes.
Oh, 100%. And we also have a now, if you guys want to kind of go past maybe let's say you guys do have some credibility. Let's say you guys do have some images you want to upload. We have this service right here, Carrot can provide. It's called the Quick Start. Super, super cheap. They'll kind of do those extra little things that we just talked about today. One site, $250, super cheap. So that's there. So the idea, guys, is that if you really want to just get started quick, fast, I mean, you guys saw it. Literally took me less than 10 minutes. And if I didn't do any talking, I probably would have been done like in 4 minutes.
Well, we're going to knock that out. Honesty. But what I wanted to do to make sure was that everyone had your contact information. So if they had any questions about Carrot, they could reach out to you, as well as the serendipity of you just being here and buying properties in the market that we're marketing in for this challenge is pretty cool. So, having your contact information for these guys is going to be amazing. So I see you dropped your email. And of course, guys, reach out to Adrian with anything that you need. What we're going to do now is when Adrian hops off, I'll just screen share myself, setting it up real fast before our 10 o'clock call.
And then also, let me say this really quick. I know we got a couple minutes, but we do have an awesome disposition site too, guys. One of the things that I did in my beginning of my career was if I, kind of like the reverse wholesaling method, which is find your cash buyer first and then kind of pick their brain to know where to market and what they're looking for. We do have an awesome disposition site as well, which is this one here. Where is it at? Right here, cash. If you want to build your cash buyers list, or if you want to implement the reverse wholesaling method, which is go find your cash buyers. I mean, you can do that with Facebook groups, Craigslist. I mean, it is super simple to create a buyers list, and those are the ones that I would feed. Once I connected with them, I would ask them, hey, what do you like about this zip code? Or, hey, what are you looking for? Like in Wilmington, I learned just by doing this method is that most of the people love slab foundations. So those are the ones that I begin to just mark up a little bit more on my wholesale deals because that's what the local people like, or local cash buyers. So guys, we have a great cash buyers. Those are simple, easy, or if you want to call it dispo. So that's another option too, guys. If you want to build your cash buyers list and then use them as a catalyst on how and where you're going to market, that's another way of doing that as well.
Beautiful.
So just a little tip.
Beautiful. Thank you, Adrian. We appreciate you, man. Everybody, let's get a hell yeah. Let's get a hell yeah for Adrian in the comment section. Let's get a thank you, Adrian. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, man.
Guys.
Thank you for coming on and helping us out.
Absolutely, guys. Go crush it, guys. Anything I can do to serve, let me know.
Yes, sir. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Love it.
Okay. So we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes to get this thing set up. So Cody, go. I'm going to sign up using our email, and you're probably going to need to put the card information in.
Okay. Are you going to share the screen while you do
100%. Not the card information stuff.
Kelly has the link, the bit.ly paste carrot link.
Let's go to the, okay. Yeah. Where's that one? Okay. I see it over here.
It's on the pen. If you guys are trying to set up a carrot website, you can use the Pace's bit.ly paste carrot link. It's pinned. Kelly did that. Thank you, Kelly. So Matt's going to share a screen, click that link, and we're just going to go set that up.
Okay. So can you see it? You see my screen? I clicked the link. This is what it took me to.
Yep.
Okay. It'll ask me if I want monthly billing or annual billing.
Monthly.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to do annual. If it's going to ask me if I'm a real estate agent or a real estate investor. So real estate investor. Okay. Let's see here. What do we want? We just want one website. So
yeah, one website.
Core. Okay. All right. So, I'll enter my information. I'll stop sharing my screen real quick. Hang on. So while I do this, see how fast we can do this, guys. So we're 1 minute in right now.
You got homesolutions@gmail. So we have 9 minutes before we have our call with the attorney about setting up an LLC. So let's see if in 9 minutes Matt can have a website set up live.
It's Panther Home. It's Panther Home Solutions, right?
PantherHomeSolutions@gmail. Correct. I'm hoping you guys are beginning to see now even more
how simple
it is really to set up all of the foundation of your business. So just reiterating, the whole purpose for this, course that we put together here is just showing how simple it is to, put the foundation to the business and then just to start taking action as quickly as possible. And again, we know a lot of people that are watching this have 9-to-5 jobs and, have a lot of their time is taken away where they don't have time to work on their business. This is the 9-to-5 excuse killer course is what this is. You can get this done in a few hours a day and have a up and running business within a couple days.
You got a weak password. We're going to go with it.
Send me the weak password
when
you get a chance.
Let's see. First step's new account. Dun dun. Got it. Oh, they're trying to upsell me. No thanks.
No.
Cody, we want to be upsold.
We don't have the budget for that.
No.
If anyone wants to send Starbucks gift cards to Matt's house, that's his address.
There you go. Oh my gosh, what is Charlotte?
Primary area.
What?
Primary zip. You want me to look on that?
What zip code is that?
Hang tight. Charlotte North.
Looks like 28105.
Sure.
Let's go with that. So you guys still see this one tab, right? How much to investing? We're just getting started. How hands-on would you prefer?
I don't want to do anything.
Right, but they're going to say if we want to pay a professional, don't want to pay a professional. I'm ready to work at it and learn. There we go. What's your main focus right now? We want to flip and wholesale. Are you also, nope, not in North Carolina. Let's see. Awesome. So, okay, we got this. We're 4 minutes in. We don't want cash buyers.
Domino's.
What's up?
Hurry. Hurry, hurry.
Preview site. We're going to do the motivated seller one. I feel like everyone uses that. Like everyone uses this one. I've seen it a lot.
Who cares? The seller that's looking at the website for the first time will never know.
I'm using this one. Panther Home
Perfect.
Solutions. Create site. In the meantime, I'm going to go get a photo of Charlotte.
We need to get a domain too at some point.
There we go. Oh, we got a, oh, there's a photo of Charlotte with the Panther Stadium in the background. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Let's see here. Save image. There we go. Again, guys, the website is not absolutely necessary, but it is nice to have if you can put it in your budget for 69 bucks. It is nice to have somewhere that is forward facing to your customers that are going to be searching for you, right? Beyond just because a lot of folks, who's had folks say, do you have a business card? Who's had people asking you, where can I find you? You know, where can I find information for your company? Who has had to use Pace's credibility packet, right? Having a website is huge. So you can leverage like, hey, yeah, oh my gosh, definitely go to pantherhomesolutions.com. That's us. And then you can also call our closing attorney. His name is, or his or her name is this. Of course, call him, ask him questions about us. We don't need to be on the line. It's kind of like a weird dynamic. If we were, feel free to ask him any questions. And, if you feel good about everything, let's reconnect tomorrow. Right. So if it ever comes to that, like having a website is a big part of that. So again, it's optional, but I'd probably recommend doing it. That is why we're doing it. So we need to add a custom domain. Is that what you're saying, Cody?
Yeah, we don't have one. And I can't go on the GoDaddy site here for some reason.
So we can do that after. I just want something.
Yeah. That could be tomorrow, that's fine. Honestly.
Because I could spend the next 4 minutes trying to do that. So the website is there now. Just a generic website we can start sending traffic to. People want to search for us. This is Panther Home Solutions. Let's check it out. Oh, why is this pink? So the cool thing about this website is everything's editable. So if you guys got really picky about it, you can change your colors. This would be where you change the photo. I will end up changing this. It'll probably be tomorrow because we have a call coming up. But it's ready to rock and roll. People can literally go in here and type in their address, phone number, and you would capture their information to give them a call. So cool.
Dope. I'll put it on here.
7 minutes total. Yeah, put that on the Trello board.
It's going on the Trello board.
I love it. I love it. Don't you guys love how we have no idea about the market we're going in? Like we're literally asking what zip codes. We're asking like, hey, what does this look like? This is kind of crazy. I enjoy it. You can't make this stuff up. Rick says it's raw and real. Yes.
This is as raw as it gets.
It doesn't get any rawer than this. I love it. I know some of you guys are like, can you guys just film your meetings? And we're like, this is about as real as it gets right here.
Yeah.
Love it. So do we have are we ready for the next call?
Yes, I believe so. The carrot link is in the comment section. For those of you that are watching the recording, we'll have it pop up on the screen somewhere or to the side or somewhere on here. You'll be able to find the carrot link. And again, what gurus do you know that are actually building a business and showing you how to do it? Everybody puts together crappy wholesale courses that are like, what's wholesaling? And you get deals with bandit signs and door knocking and drive for dollars, use all my affiliates, and then, here you go.
Jeez.
All right, let's final draw here. Let's get Tommy. Okay, Tommy is in. Kelly, everyone, real quick, say thank you to Kelly. She's really
Also,
one
guys,
of the
if you're
ones
having
that's
trouble,
making-
this is what the website should look like for the Q&A. It's literally 0 to hero rei.com/QA. I know some of you guys are like, it's taking me to ClickFunnels. That's what it looks like.
Tommy is coming on, getting him invited here.
What is going
Yo,
on?
Tommy, what's up, man?
Yo,
How we doing?
Hey. Good to see you.
living our best lives.
Happy Monday.
Yes, sir.
Happy Monday. So let's catch Tommy up to speed real quick. So Tommy, I think we have 20 or 25 minutes or so. We're going to catch you up to speed really fast on what we've done. So what we've done so far, in the last couple hours, we created a new business from nothing. We came up with a name. We're setting up a website. We pulled our first list to do our first marketing campaign in Charlotte, North Carolina. We just put all these things together in the last couple hours. And so we have we have pretty much our foundation set for this. And so what we need now is we need to get an LLC. We want to figure out how we can get an LLC set up and rocking and rolling. And
and then also, I think just like the importance of doing that, right? Importance of getting an LLC early on. And starting the process.
Cool. Awesome. I love it.
We don't know anything because we don't.
You can't make this stuff up. I like it. That was perfectly said. Just jumping into a market and making it happen. Amazing. It sounds like the pink button's a hit, by the way. I think we're sticking with pink or is that getting changed?
Yeah, we're going to leave it there for now. We'll see what happens.
Some people are saying they can't hear me. B. Charles, can you hear or see me? Is there anything I need to do on my end?
No, we can hear you. We've seen periodically some people have had issues with their audio. And then one thing real quick, Tommy, is we don't want to answer any questions. We have a specific call for that because we only have limited time. So we just want to dive right in.
Yeah.
So no questions from the audience, but
awesome. Perfect. Well, I've got a little presentation here to keep me on track as well. And just being a part of this community, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for setting the time aside. We do have an offer for everybody as far as it being a free consultation, because to your point, everyone's situation is different, right? I'm going to go over some of the basics and what you're going to want to understand when structuring your business. But we do have an offer here for everybody to be able to take advantage of a free consultation as well. So can you see this slide here?
Not yet. We can't see anything quite yet.
So you'll have to go to the bottom middle and it says present to audience. It's like a little square with like an arrow sign pointing up, and you should be able to click on that to share your screen.
Okay, perfect. Here we go. All right. How to make more money as a real estate investor. You can see it now, right? We're good?
Yep, we're good to go.
Okay, perfect. At the end of the day, what we want to help you understand is what can be an extremely difficult and overwhelming topic in asset protection and tax mitigation. We want to simplify it, right? I love that you're walking them through. Everything's going with a brand new market. But at the end of the day, it is not about how much money you make. It's all about how much money you're able to keep in your pocket. And being structured is a huge component for those of you that already have entities. You're probably well aware. So who is Prime Corporate Services? Some of you may have even already talked to us. For those of you that haven't, Prime Corporate, we've been in business for about 10 years now. And over those 10 years, we've helped over 50,000 entrepreneurs structure themselves as businesses. So a lot of what we're going to be talking to you about is the real estate venture. But when you speak with us, if you have other ventures with e-commerce businesses, if you have network marketing businesses, whatever it may be, feel free to talk about that as well. And we're happy to review entities that you have in place as well. Business credit and corporate funding. One of the big focuses, though, that we're going to put into this is the tax side. Okay. Let's make sure that you understand what to keep track of, how to keep track of your expenses. And if you are driving, how can you write off your vehicle? How can you write off your mileage? And how can you do it to where you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's and you're not raising any red flags with the good old IRS? Last but not least, A+ with the BBB, 4.99 with Google. We take a ton of pride in that. We actually have a better BBB rating than the BBB has on the BBB. That's our claim to fame currently.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, right? Legal disclaimer before I get into the good stuff. I am not a CPA. I am not an attorney. I am going to go over some actual numbers. Those are not your numbers. I have to make that very clear, says our attorney. People are so visual, myself included, that I think it's helpful to put some dollar amounts to see how quickly having the proper business structure can impact your tax situation for the better. But here's my legal disclaimer. If you're not a CPA or an attorney, why in the world are you talking to us, Tommy? It's a good question for those of you wondering. I'm actually the president of Prime Corporate. We started this company about 10 years ago. And I've been self-employed since I was 18. The reason that Prime Corporate came about was with my first self-employment job, I realized very quickly that, cool, I can make some good money, but when tax time comes, I'm giving it right back. Right? And without having to hire. Yeah, I was crying, banging my head against the wall, calling my mom, telling her how much I love her. I'm sorry. But I realized very quickly that it's either you have to pay an arm and a leg for a good attorney and a good CPA, or you have to do a bunch of research that has conflicting information on what you should or shouldn't do, right? So these complicated topics, after a ton of research on my own, how can we help entrepreneurs make sure that they're structured properly? So that's kind of how it came about. But enough about me. Let's get into it. Here we go. So one of the most common questions that we get asked, especially for people that are just getting started, is when should I set up a business? Should I wait until I have a property under contract? Should I wait until I have my first deal, my first sale, whatever it may be? But the short answer is the sooner the better, right? If you're going to do something, do it right from the start and give yourself the foundation to work from. Because all the IRS wants is that you're showing the intent to treat and operate this as a business, right? If you treat it like a hobby, it'll cost you like a hobby. Treat it like a business and be able to reap the reward that has to offer. So from the very beginning, set it up, because profit or loss, good or bad, we want to teach you how to make sure to write these expenses off to save you money in taxes. So with that being said, some of the deductions that you are able to take, for those of you that are note takers, or if you want to take a picture of this slide, some of these are extremely common knowledge if you've already been self-employed, but here's some of the most common that we see: phone, internet, power. I like to call them anyways expenses, right? Bills that you have to pay regardless, that we want them to be considered business-related expenses.
So if we're running a real estate business from home, like what could that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a home office, let's look at writing off portions of the rent or the mortgage and percentage of some of these bills, right?
Love it.
I've got the office space that I'm in here, but I've definitely got a home office as well. And I'm sure that that's things that a lot of you have probably even taken in the past, right? I'm sure you write those things 100%. Off, right? 100%. It's crazy not to, even if you're just getting started.
Yep.
right? Another one on the top right here, advisory, right? For those of you that are making investments, not only financially, but if your time is committed, we don't want those to be educational expenses. We want to help you understand how to make those business related expenses. So the investment into the program can also be 100% tax deductible, right? So tons of benefits. Making sure that you understand it is half the battle. You don't know what you don't know. So the more that we can help you understand what to keep track of throughout the year, that way you don't get to the end of the year and you're crying like I was with a shoebox full of receipts and no idea how to save money in taxes.
100%.
So
like for the folks here that
Joe.
are part of Sub 2, they can write off that cost of the course, right?
Absolutely. As long as your business is structured properly and as long as you understand how to categorize it, it absolutely can be a deductible expense.
Love that.
Right? Yep. Very good. So I'm going to give you 2 examples here. And once again, going back to my legal disclaimer, these are not your numbers. These are generic numbers that are actually very conservative. And the reason I want these numbers to be lower is just so you can see how big of an impact this can make as the numbers get bigger, right? So this example here, I've put this together with an individual that didn't do a single deal. This is with no money made from a business. This example is an individual that just works a W-2 9-to-5 job, we'll say. And at that 9-to-5, they make $55,000 a year. They're single, so they get a $12,200 standard deduction. Okay. For those of you that are married, it's just north of $24,000 that you get on a standard deduction, which is good, but it's not great, right? It doesn't really benefit you because you're giving your money to Uncle Sam and crossing your fingers that you get a return at the end of the year. Okay, that's what we want to try and avoid here. So how this works is you take the $12,200 standard deduction and you subtract it from the $55,000. Now at 42.8, it's a 22% federal tax rate. Okay, that doesn't even include your state tax for those of you that are in states that have state tax. With this example and very minimal income, $9,416 is owed to the IRS. It's insane. You didn't make 55, you have to give $9,400 to the IRS.
Highway
It's nuts,
robbery,
right? It really is. So the last call that I was on earlier, they said Uncle Scam. I got a kick out of it.
Uncle Scam. That's right.
So we want to do things the right way. We don't want to raise red flags, like I said. But this second example, exact same situation, no money made with the business, same $55,000. They didn't get a raise from the last slide, unfortunately. So they're still single. They didn't get married from the last slide. But dot number 3, they set up the proper business entity for their situation. Okay. No money made, just like that. We get the $10,000 in startup expenses, organizational expenses, phone, internet, home office, like we talked about. So how this works is we subtract the $10,000, the $12,200, and it lowers the taxable income down to $32,800. Because it's showing that you've made that much less money now, the federal tax rate coming down to 12%, $3,936 is owed to the IRS.
That's
not
That's
great,
huge.
right? We're still paying. We want to make more money. We want to close deals. That's why we're here. That's why we're a part of it. But the reason I don't include any of that is just to show that by structuring yourself as a business and showing that you're treating it as a business, in 1 year, it's $5,480 in savings, right? As long as you understand how to take advantage of the 250 different deductible expenses for home-based real estate investors, this can add up very quickly. Put it back into your own business, put it into your own retirement, throw it off a bridge. I truly don't care what you do with it. But
Right. I mean, who can use
don't
an
be
extra
tired.
$5,000 a year just from like setting something up one time? Right. Amazing.
Right? Think how quickly this compounds as
Mm.
well, and how big these numbers get when you're actually doing deals and when you're up and off the ground
Right.
and getting the show
Whose
on the
goal is it
road,
to make
right?
50 grand, or who wants to make 500 grand? Right. Think about the difference that
If
makes.
you want to make 50 grand, I don't know if
I don't
is
think
for
this
you.
is the place you should be. I don't think anyone watching it here wants to make 50 grand.
I hope not. I sure hope not. So, how that works for those of you that are scratching your head saying, seems too good to be true. I didn't do a deal, set up the proper business entity, save 5 grand. What's the catch? When you have an LLC or you have an S corporation, they work as flow through entities. As long as you have some sort of taxable income, whether it's that W-2, whether it's Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, you're already self-employed. We set it up so that when it flows through, it writes off against personal income. As you're doing deals and as you're generating income, the same rules apply. As long as we're structured properly, we're going to be able to take advantage of those additional deductions. Okay. Personal asset protection. This is my least favorite slide, but it is the elephant in the room in a lot of cases. It is such a sue-happy world that we're living in. Sometimes the risk of a lawsuit holds people back and adds to the fear of being self-employed. For most cases, it's just because you don't understand what to do, right? And the number one thing that we try and preach and make you aware of, personal is personal, business is business. And if you can set yourself up properly, limit your liability and separate those two, obviously those are good problems to have, right? More money, more problems, good problems to have with liabilities, but there's ways that you can mitigate your risk. And that's what we want to help you understand how to take advantage of. Okay. There's like 76 new lawsuits filed every minute. Anyway, we'll move on. Like I said, oh, here it is right here. 76 new lawsuits every minute. This list of why people get sued or why people sue is so different than it was 5 years ago. And it'll probably be much different in another 5 years. Discrimination against employee, discrimination against customer, harassment. So these are things that you have to be aware of. Not the most exciting topic, I'm fully aware, but understand what your risk is and make sure that you have what you need in place to separate that liability. So do you want to talk a little bit on this, or do you want me to kind of go over what the offer is for this community?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if you could, kind of explain to everyone. And I think everyone sees the benefit of getting this thing set up earlier than not. I mean, it's the reason why we're doing it on day one here. Like, cause there's a million things that we can do in our business, especially getting started. We're building this thing from scratch, but it's huge that we go ahead and get the ball rolling on this. Like, we see the benefit, but we would love for you to share with the audience kind of what you guys can do for them. Cause I know there's some people here watching that have already had a consultation with you guys. Like, oh my God, I'm saving so much money. I thought I was going to have to spend, someone quoted me 10 grand. Someone quoted me 8 grand. Like, these people are amazing. I think it was Eva Mims. I've seen her comment in here about it. So we know how good you guys are. It'd be awesome for you to kind of explain what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for the positive comments. It's much appreciated. That's what we thrive off of, really. 10 years after this thing, it's about helping the next generation of entrepreneurs and giving an understanding what you need to be aware of, right? However big you're thinking, think bigger. And the bigger that you think, the more that you need to understand the basics. Set the foundation up properly to build as big of a building that you want to build off of it in the form of your business. So speaking with all the clients over the last couple of weeks with this community has been great. Everyone's motivated. Everyone's excited. But here's what we're offering is a free consultation. So I believe we'll put the link in the chat if we haven't already. I can't see. But go ahead and select a time that works with your schedule. Please make sure you schedule a time that absolutely works for you. I've got a team of about 40 advisors, and we're going to give you a free consultation. It's 45 minutes to an hour. to break down your situation and help you understand what to be aware of from asset protection, tax benefits, and showing yourself as a business. As far as the entity setup, you will have to pay the hard cost. So the state, the filing fees, and the corporate structure.
Because that stuff doesn't change. Like we all have to pay that regardless. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. So if you can make sure that you're set up properly without having to go hire an attorney, and if we can give you that free consultation, I recommend everyone takes advantage of it. Make sure that you understand when you get on that call, if you're brand new, don't be embarrassed. Hey, I'm green. I'm brand new. Help me understand what I need to be aware of. If you're a little bit further along in the process, let them know so we're not boring you half to death, and we can talk specific to your situation. Like I said, no two people have the same situation, and we want to help you understand.
Yeah, I mean,
how these things.
This is huge. When I first got started, obviously before this challenge, when I first got into this like wholesaling 2 years ago, I think, Cody, you can speak on this. Like my first, 8 or 9 deals, I got paid in my personal name, and I got wrecked because I got paid in my personal name. Like I wish if I go back, I would have had that LLC set up beforehand. Not just the LLC, but also the S corporation, because like I think I could have saved 12 to 15% of what I end up having to pay simply because I didn't take this step first. And of course, like we wanted to tell folks like, hey, like don't let this stop you from taking action, but at the same time realize like how important this is. So I think with those deals that I did from like August to December, with being paid in my personal name, cost me like an additional 18 to 20 grand in taxes. So craziness. Get this stuff done, guys. Like they're here to help you.
Yep. Use it to your benefit. Set up the bank accounts, separate the personal and the business. If you can have a business card that you can use specifically for the business so that you're more organized at the end of the year, those are all things that we want to make sure to help you understand.
I love it. So Tommy, how do they get a hold of you if someone had like a specific question for you?
So I believe Kelly pinned it right here. If you click on the link that Kelly, thank you, Kelly, by the way. If you click on that link, it'll take you to a scheduling calendar. Go ahead and just select a time that works best for your schedule. It's just over the phone. It's one-on-one with one of our advisors. And just have pen and paper or however you want to take notes on a computer. And they'll give you a call on the time that you schedule, break everything down for you over an hour. Another thing that people are asking are some states are more beneficial than others. We'll also break those things down for you. The goal is as you generate income, we want to look as broke as possible on paper.
Yes.
Right? Let's crawl before we walk before we run. We don't have to set it up as if we already are there. Those are good problems to have. We'll help you accommodate for those as we move forward.
I love it. So for us, Tommy, in this new business that we have started, what is our first step to get our LLC set up?
Schedule a call. They'll break it down. We make sure that not only are all your state and filing fees set up and taken care of, but it's drafted and actually legally prepared for the business that you're venturing into. So we've really taken a lot of the struggle out of it for you. When you go over that consultation, if you take advantage of the entity setup, then we will do everything for you. All I need you to do is make sure you're checking your email, and once it comes back, opening up a separate business bank account.
Beautiful. Let me ask the audience this real quick before we decide on this. Cody, so the time they have tomorrow is 3 p.m., which would be outside of our live range. The only time they have open in the morning is Thursday at 8. Do you guys want to watch us listen to us do that call live? Or would you just say, hey, you guys do it? It's just a part of the process. What would you guys prefer? Do you guys want to see it do live? Or do you just want us to set it up off camera? Live. Cool. Okay. That's good enough for me. Thursday at 8 a.m. We're going to do that, guys. So that is added onto our thing. Cody, if you could put that on the Trello board. Panther Home Solutions.
Yes.
Right there. Phone number. There we go. Schedule. Perfect. So that's what we'll do. We'll plan on talking to someone from your team, Tommy, on Thursday at 8 a.m. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on and providing some value, showing some folks like some very important stuff that And I can't wait for them to see us do it live, because I think that'll probably like answer some more of their questions they may have.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I hope this is helpful, and I wish
Dude,
everyone
100%. Everybody, let's give Tommy a hell yeah. Thank Tommy for spending some time with us this morning. All right. Thank you, Tommy. We appreciate you. Oh, we got a bunch of hell
Talk
yeah.
to you soon.
See you, brother.
See you later. Thank you.
All right. So you know what time it is, Matt?
What time is it?
Recap.
Awesome. So today, guys, I think what we're going to do every single morning before we get to like what the specific stuff, every single morning between 7 and 7:30 is the recap time. So we'll say, hey, so here's some big takeaways from yesterday, or if there's anything that happens off of this 3 hours, like we're not going to be working on this business anymore today. We're only working on this business during this live time. So if anything happens, if an email comes in the future, like I can see, maybe a seller is going to reach out to us at some point in time down the road where it may be off of the live. That's going to be the time we share with you guys any updates that may have happened, as well as a recap from the previous day. That's the first 30 minutes. Okay. So be sure to don't miss that part. So be on time, 7 a.m. I think one of the biggest agreements that we have here, and I see a lot of stuff happening in the chat section, is that we're going to participate, right? You guys are going to come in and talk with each other, network. I see a lot of folks like exchanging information. Hey, I'm buying properties in this area. What's your phone number? All this cool stuff's happening. And even like having Adrian come in, he's like, yeah, he's actually an end buyer in this market. Like that's pretty cool, right? So we're going to continue to do cool things over this next 2.5 weeks. And all that we ask for you guys, if you want to be a part of our Q&A, please go to zerotoherorei.com/QA. And if you don't, you just want to network, please do that. That's what makes this stuff fun. I love seeing the comments going in the comment section, even if we're not answering questions. I love to see the interaction. So just be sure to do that when you guys hop in. So to that end, the stuff that we accomplished today, again, like Pace said, it's going to be boring, but it has to be done, right? This stuff is foundational for what we want to do. Number one, we got our list. You guys saw me pulling that list. I pulled the high equity, absentee, out of state, basically niche data around Charlotte, which ended up being a little over 7,000 records. We paid to SkipTrace it. You guys saw the cost behind SkipTracing. It was $714.80. So you got that, as well as you got to hear in on what happened with the call with Cynthia, explaining what a typical discovery call would be. With either her or someone else on the team. It's actually a Zoom call, but with the technical stuff here, we just did it over the phone. So we have a meeting with our onboarding team tomorrow for the onboarding team to get me and Cody and Pace ready to rock and roll with our 2 VAs that we paid for. You guys saw the email that we paid. It was like $1,390, something like that, Cody?
Something like that.
Yeah. So you guys saw us pay that. So we got the ball rolling. We'll be meeting with the onboarding team sometime tomorrow morning, probably 7:30 or 8 a.m. I'll probably have an email from the guys. We'll share the email, what that looks like. So we'll get onboarded with our VAs. They should be ready to rock and roll by Wednesday for us. So that's kind of the process. If you do go to StartVirtual, you have your discovery call. If you're ready to move forward, they pair you with the onboarding team. And then it's the onboarding team job to find the right VAs for your company, set up the interviews, as well as pair you with a client success manager. We'll dive deeper in that tomorrow. But at least you guys got to see that today, as well as a lot of cool stuff from the Carrot website. Literally took us 7 minutes, and I was kind of lollygagging too. I got that whole thing set up in 7 minutes, just a website to send people to if they ever ask for any kind of credibility stuff. You guys got to hear Jim on the phone, the importance of building a relationship with a local wholesaler in whatever market you go into. Don't think that you need to have a bunch of boots on the ground. Don't think that you need to have a buyer's list of 1,000 people. If you have someone that is entrenched in a market like a Keegley franchise, look, we don't have to go reinvent the wheel. We don't have to go find a market where there's 10 people living, right? We want to go somewhere where there's activity, where there's stuff actually happening, right? So that's one of the reasons why we gave you guys a choice. Do you want to go to Nevada? Do you want to go to Charlotte? You guys chose Charlotte. Perfect. We know there's a good amount of people living there, and there's a lot of people moving there too. So we feel good if we get a deal, but it helps us even more if we're able to find someone who's doing deals there who has a good buyers list, right? So we talked to Jim. He was awesome. He set us up. He's going to be sending us an email with where exactly to buy, what to buy, the year built, all that stuff that's important for that particular market. We're, of course, going to share that with you guys as soon as we get it from him, but at least you got to see it, as well as that awesome call we just got off of with our man Tommy about getting our LLC set up, which we will be doing that live Thursday at 8 a.m. Cody, did I miss anything?
Dude, I think you hit everything.
Beautiful.
Besides just reiterating our awesome name, Panther Home
Solutions. We're doing this together, guys. Who wants to see? Let's get Panther Home Solutions to 100K this month. 100K for Panther Home Solutions. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Thank you, Jose, for picking our name. Thank you for getting us set up. Guys, thank you for coming and participating, making this fun for day number 1. We have 14 days to go to get our deal in a virtual market, showing you guys step by step. If you got some value from today, please, please, please like it and show up tomorrow and participate. I promise I'll have an energy drink in hand so I won't yawn for you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Have a good day, everybody.